up and away.
Trophy game between Heidelberg and Ohio Northern, established by ONU head coach Dean Paul and Heidelberg coach at the time, Mike Hallett, paying tribute to the late Ronnie and Jason Bendekovic, two great men who had a measurable impact at both schools as coaches. Ron Bendekovic earned All-America honors as an offensive guard at Allegheny College during his junior and senior seasons, 1991 and 92. As a sophomore in 1990, Bendekovic helped anchor the offensive line that won the NCAA Division III national title. After graduating from Allegheny, Bendekovic served on the Ohio Northern staff in 1993 and again in 2004 and 2005 before passing away.
Where the Heidelberg Student Princes will take on the Ohio Northern Polar Bears. Tonight's game is brought to you by the following sponsors: the First National Bank, Keyhole Pizza, Precision Strip, Winners Meats, at NK Toco. Welcome inside Dial Roberson Stadium, the 13th annual Bendo Bowl. Mike Hurd and Denny Cisco here tonight as a terrific crowd has filed their way down from Tiffin and the greater Ada area. And two teams, Denny, kind of a little bit different. And Heidelberg comes in 1-0. They haven't played in 2 weeks. There was a 3-game slate in the OAC where Ohio Northern picked up a win last week, but Heidelberg took the week off. They had an opportunity to try to move maybe their week 6 game, but ONU took advantage of it, and boy, did they take advantage of it in a big way as Brennan Norris led that offense on some kind of charge.
Yeah, they had a great week last week because the first week of the season didn't go so well for the Polar Bears, but coming back with a big victory over Capital in a league game, that's crucial. So, and for Heidelberg, you know, they're coming off a huge win, but as you mentioned, they didn't play last week, so we'll see if they have a little bit of rust coming into this contest.
Northern has had kind of an interesting season so far. They go to Michigan and get blown out by Alma 52-7. Alma ranked number 24 in the polls. They beat Capital 40-7 last week. They have got, as it stood last week, 6 games against teams that are ranked, including at number 2 Mount Union and number 17 John Carroll on the road. But a team here that last year it did not go well, but a lot of changeover for these Polar Bears. You see getting ready to bring their swag here into Dow Roberson, the new turf for the now 19-year-old stadium, where Ohio Northern has gone 62-30 over the years in those black jerseys. There are quite a lot of local young men that we talked about that we've seen at the high school level who play for both of these teams.
Yeah, it's great to see that local talent is here, and that for ONU that includes Miles Aldrich, Austin Stauffer from Wapak, Miles Aldrich from Shawnee, Tyler Klum from Allen East, Jace Mullen from Wapakoneta, Peyton Wilson from Shawnee, Blake Hirschberger from Allen East, Tyler Schreier from Wapakoneta, Dylan Harmon from Elida, Noah Miller, who's a senior from Coldwater. They play for ONU. And for Heidelberg, it's Gavin Reinecke from St. Mary's Memorial, Gavin Looney from Shawnee, Jordan Schneider from Wapakoneta, and Logan McClure from Allen East. So you are right, Mike, a great local flavor in this contest.
We'll see what happens here in just a second as the Berg across the way. Getting hype here before this contest, a matchup that traditionally has gone the way of the ONU Polar Bears. Overall, they lead 47-39-5, but Heidelberg has won the last 3 since this series became the Bendo Bowl to honor Ronnie and Jason Benikovic. They were assistants, Ronnie at ONU and Jason at Heidelberg. They unfortunately passed away far too early in 05 and 2010. And they play these games in their memory, and boy, oh boy, has Heidelberg put that memory to use, as it'll be the Bears who will return the opening kickoff, as that gives us a chance to look at our keys to the game, brought to you by Keyhole Pizza.
And for ONU, according to head coach Dean Paul, their keys are the win-to-turnover battle. A year ago, 5 turnovers in that loss against Wittenberg. Win the big play battle. Wittenberg thrives on that big plays, so ONU needs to swarm to the ball and be disciplined on D, and finally win the special teams battle. For Heidelberg, according to their head coach Scott Donaldson, be able to run the ball consistently, and on defense be able to adjust to their formations and not get outnumbered in the box. And those are the keys to this contest.
See what Talon Borders can do, as he is the deep return man. Actually, he'll end up being the blocker for the Polar Bears, and they'll get a great return out across the 20 to the 25-yard line for the speedy Aluri Martinez, the junior out of Washington, D.C.
Yeah, it took a swarm of student princes to make the tackle. So, as you mentioned, really good starting position for the Bears.
So the Polar Bears take over 1st and 10 from their own at 25, 14:52 here in the first quarter. And the terrific quarterback, and Brennan Norris, the OAC's Offensive Player of the Week for what he did a week ago. Stands in the pistol set, fakes the Jameer Nunley, throw out into the flat on the left side, bobbled on the comeback by Darius Bennett, the sophomore. Not a bad idea on first down, just kind of work the outside in, but an incomplete pass.
Yeah, I think, unfortunately, he tried to catch the old traditional thing, try to run before he catch it, because the ball was right in his hands. He had a Heidelberg player there ready to make the tackle. I think he wanted to make a move and unfortunately took his eye off the ball.
The other part of that is, if he does, he's probably not going to be caught for a while. Brennan Norris, the quarterback for Northern, comes in, the all-time leading passer at Indian Creek High School in Steubenville. His first handoff to Jameer Nunley will get the ball out to the 30-yard line, a gain of 5 on a 2nd and a 10. And what we talk about a lot with high school, college, and the NFL, if you're going to have third down, try to have a short one.
Yeah, and that time a nice job by the O-line. They ran a trap play, got the 5 yards, and makes it third and manageable.
Norris last week, 253 yards and 4 touchdowns, and he also ran for a score. Work out of a shotgun. He's got a terrific set of backs. And one big thing for Northern is they were missing Jordan Petaway, who was going to be the feature back, and was until he was injured last week. Grundy out of the backfield. Norris steps up in the pocket, hits the check.
Oh, another one.
And just in and out of the fingertips of Jordan Dean. Back to what we talked about on the first drop. Northern uncharacteristically this season with 2 drops, but was kind of looking to see where he could get to before he looked to see where the ball was.
Yeah, nice job on that play for Northern. They sent all their receivers down the field, and they had the flat open, but unfortunately they couldn't connect. It's going to be a 3-and-out for the Polar Bears.
John Michael Elliott, last week's OAC Special Teams Player of the Week. Back to punt one away.
Boy, everybody came.
51-yarder last week, and this is going to rival that. Out to the 20, it'll be fielded around the 17-yard line. Northern with the missed tackle. They missed
couple missed tackle.
And the speed will be negated by that old sideline.
Yep.
Joseph Norris hit the 1-2-3 and the truck stick. Let's go. But unfortunately for him, he tiptoed through the tulips and across the sideline.
Out of bounds, and that was shaky defense by the Polar Bears. And we talked about special teams being a key, and right there it was. And head coach Dean Paul is not going to be happy with that.
There you go, right there, a great shot on the Winners Quality Meets replay.
Not going to be happy with that special teams performance, but it's a good field position for the Berg to start.
Anytime you work from your own 34, it's not bad. Northern's defense giving up 23.5 points a game, facing an offense that in their first opportunity as the running lane are stopped just that quickly. I think that was Miles Aldrich in on that tackle.
Yeah, nice job, because Yearby last week, 18 rushes, 126 yards, and that was a no-gainer right there.
I think he's lucky to get no gain. But an offense will put up 557 yards. Pitch play, Yearby, little shifty move to the outside, but he is not going to be able to get past the defensive line and the outside linebacking core in the tackling machine in Dalton Jong.
Yeah, nice job by Peyton Wilson to force that inside and right to one of his teammates. So now it's 3rd and long for Heidelberg.
Another replay. You'll see number 17 in Jong come through your picture. Trust me, he was there. Trip set left here for the Berg on their first 3rd down throw inside and incomplete. Peyton Wilson, if he was 7 feet tall, would have had a pick. But as it is, the 3 and out on both sides to open up the ball game.
Nice double team that time on defense for Ohio Northern, and they're going to get the ball back.
I tell you what, though, I always want to point this out. Jim Miller, Mark Bissell, and Paul Downing are going to do a great job, and I know this because they already had that shot on the sideline. And how big that is. Instead of being a 7-0 game, the Berg is forced to punt. Pressure coming from the outside.
Boy, that's a nice punt.
High punt. They're going to find that one somewhere in downtown Ada. Talon Borders had to call for a fair catch. 12:51 to go. Nobody wants the ball here in the early part of this ball game. We've been busy here with ONU Sports. I hope that you have been able to tune in. High-quality volleyball the last couple of days. The Ohio Northern Invitational. Umley will be in the backfield. Again, Dean Paul said he's going to be the starter, but the starter in this week doesn't necessarily mean much. He's done everything to earn this opportunity as Kessler in motion takes the jet sweep to the outside and nearly for a first down. He might have actually gotten there from the spin.
Yeah, he sure did. The first down of the contest.
Gain of 14 and the first down. Just another local product out of Paulding High School who does a terrific amount. You see here on the Winners Quality Meats replay. Watch him use this extra burst right about here at the 25, and he gets spun right round. And it is a terrible dance apparently, but made it work.
You know, Mike, when your leading running back is injured, it's going to be running back by committee, and sometimes you have to use the wide receiver, a nice jet sweep to open up the offense and get a first down.
Hunter Kessler, a 5th-year senior, one of 5 or 6 different 5-year seniors for Ohio Northern as they put the ball back in play. Coach Scott Donaldson in his 8th year, 44 and 22, but he's 6-1 against ONU and Dean Paul. Fake the handoff to Baroni. Now looking to run is Norris. Got away from traffic. Throws to the sideline.
That's the 3rd drop ball.
I tell you what, though, I have less problem with that one if I'm an ONU fan to Austin or to Cameron Cox at a Greenon High School, because he had to not only come out of the backfield and run in a straight line down, but that's a hard ball thrown. Really, it's a smart pass by the quarterback because only his guy had a shot at it.
Right, and a really great job by Norris to not get sacked as Heidelberg sent the blitz.
First team OVACs last year in high school and also an all-county pick. This brings Coldwater's Noah Miller in motion. Pitch play for Seth Burundi. Excuse me, as he waltzes past the defender to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Nice job by Noah Miller to get his blocker out of the way, but unfortunately the Student Princess came with a bundle of defenders and makes it 3rd and long for Ohio Northern.
LJ Payton, AJ Locke's family watching online. Big shout out to all the folks doing so and supporting our version of college football. 3 receivers left, including Darius Barrett. Now he'll stand in the slot. Burundi on the right side. Miller in motion to create. Everybody now shifts on the left.
Look for the Student Princess to bring a blitz. They started a little bit too soon.
I think you called that.
Oh, no, it's going to be against ONU.
It was Tyler Turek, the grad student, who was able to come across the line, but he was pulled there. They fooled me, Jerry.
Yeah, they sure did. I didn't think he moved. I thought it was offside or encroachment on Heidelberg, but they're going to say it's against ONU. Now it's 3rd and very long.
So just under 12 minutes to go. The big targets for ONU and Jordan Dean and LJ Payton combined for just 2 catches for 52 yards in that 34-point loss a year ago. Norris under center for the first time. Handoff and a
smart play.
Up the gut play on the cutback for Seth Burundi. All of that movement, though, and he only gains 2 yards. That's kind of the way that it's gone for Northern, and they will have to punt away the football.
Yeah, I thought he gained a little bit more than that, but you're right. It was only a 2-yard gain. Heidelberg was bringing the blitz, so they thought maybe they would surprise him with the draw play.
So JME, number 2 in the OAC and number 12 in all of college football, and punting average at 43.
And look at those orange shoes he's rocking.
It's a nice kit. Will roll his 5th. Oh, that took an awkward bounce for Northern.
Yes, it did.
And it was picked up by Cross De La Cruz.
Yeah, nice hustle by De La Cruz to pick it up before it bounced forward or bounced backward again.
Not too far from here. I could probably take him home if he's homesick. He's from Findlay. Oh, I was wondering why he had one orange shoe. He lost the other one. So how about that? He lost his shoe at the opposite 45, and he downed the ball at the 30 on the other side of the field.
That's pretty impressive.
I would have just laid down. 10:45 to go.
You might have gotten in trouble by your coach as he come back. Why did you lay down?
So, well, my coaches would have had all kinds of other problems anyways, but that's not...
Now we got an issue.
I think they spotted it wrong.
They just sure did, because I heard one of the ONU fans down below saying you gave him 3 yards. Now that's better.
Math is hard, isn't
Everything,
it? Say.
everything is good now.
It's a couple of steps here, a couple steps there. Look, they did the hokey pokey and they turned it around, okay? As the fake on the jet sweep, just quickly up on the dime from Montavious Yearby, who shredded ONU for 183 yards and 2 scores a year ago. He does not get anywhere near that here.
Nice gang tackling by ONU.
Colin Flynn, the 5th-year senior, in there to just kind of captain that one to make sure that nobody was going to go anywhere.
And you got to like it right now how the Polar Bears are playing defensively. They're not getting blown off the ball, so nice job by that front 3.
3 receivers on the right side for Drew Sims. Out of Perrysburg, Ohio, the Yellow Jacket quarterback, 2-time All-OAC, brings Yearby in motion, fakes the screen on one side, and a deep ball to the other, caught on 3 different tips.
Wow.
I did not know how that ball was going to go in the air. It just sort of hung up there for a split second, and here comes Heidelberg. Watch this replay.
Yeah, TJ Ramey makes an unbelievable catch, but good defense by ONU.
Trying to show off as he's got a lot of his friends and family just down the road in Hamler. Yearby on the fake and the throw. Nobody probably home and more angry that he didn't catch the free one in Manawa's Connor Rowe.
Yeah, he did a great job of defense because that's where the quarterback wanted to throw it. So Sims just kind of threw it down, and almost a gift, a defensive end gets an interception.
Excuse me, sir, could you do that again?
I'd like another
chance. One more time, please. I would like for you to maybe give me that. So 41-yard pass sets up Yearby again.
Oh, no.
To the outside and is tapped out of bounds at the 15-yard line.
Yeah, that's the first time that ONU has not shown their sure tackling ability, and a big first down for the Student Princess.
So the big part of this drive, again, that 41-yard pass play. Heidelberg, no problems with the ball movement this time around. For Drew Sims, stands in the shotgun, back behind and back to his right. And TJ Ramey, I remember him.
Boy, his cadence must be pretty good because ONU almost jumped off sides twice.
If I remember right, he was part of the Patrick Henry team that took on Marion Local at Lima Senior when he was a junior or a senior in high school. Handoff fake to Ramey on the inside slant. What a
nice slant
by Sims.
Yes, it was right on the money.
Caught Oliver Kelleher for his 6th catch of the year out of Hope Sound, Florida, and gives the Berg first and goal at the 2.
The Berg is doing a nice job of mixing those plays, a run here, a pass here, really giving the Polar Bears, they're not comfortable in their defense all of a sudden.
So first and goal, and a Heidelberg offense that in their opener put up 68 points.
Yeah, they can score the ball.
On third and had 30 first downs. Ramey, the lead blocker for Yearby, here on the I formation. Handoff to Yearby.
Nice job by the defense.
The tackling machine got him again. Dalton Jong and Ed Manning. Dalton Jong had 22 tackles in the opener, the 2nd most in Northern history. Think about that. Think about the guys who have played at Ohio Northern. He had the 2nd most in one game in history.
He leads the team with 28 along with 2 forced fumbles, so you know he's a big part of this defense, and he's only a junior.
He's also the number 7 tackler in all of NCAA for average at 14.7.
That's pretty darn good.
High formation for the Berg on 2nd and goal from the 2. Sims under center, pitch play. Yearby's got a couple of guys to keep him from getting to the outside, and they do just that. Connor Rowe has made 2 big plays on this drive, and he makes the tackle there.
And a nice job again by the Northern defense to be aware. And there you see it, the pitch to the left side. That's where the wide receiver went in motion, and Northern wasn't buying any fake. So now it's 3rd and goal, ball back at the 2.
Miles Aldrich has another tackle as well. He had 12, and he did not start last week. It was Colin Flynn, but he's got a lot of credence with his head coach. Now on 3rd and goal, said Miles has earned, and I want to make sure this is stressed, earned this opportunity. Play clock at 5. Sims.
They're going to have to call a timeout.
Down to 3, down to 2, and he just realized it. There it is.
Yep.
He turned to TJ Ramey, and I guarantee Ramey's thing was timeout.
Look at the clock.
3rd down and 2, 7:13 to go in the first quarter. We're back after this here in Ada on NK Telco Sports.
At First National Bank, we are working hard to make your life a little easier. With products like Card Valet, an app allowing you to control your cards with real-time notifications, transaction restrictions, and spending limits. The ability to access your money through 55,000 all-point ATMs across the country, surcharge-free. Live customer support when you need it, and online and mobile banking, allowing you to gain access to your financial information wherever and whenever you like. First National Bank, making your life a little easier.
0-0 here in Ada, but it might not stay that way for long. Ohio Northern with a drive for the ages, or a stop of a drive of ages, if I should maybe pick the right thing. Stopped the 7th play of the drive on the way after that last handoff in the timeout. And again, I think Sims has lost track. It's an offense that threw for 216 and passed, or threw for 341, ran for 216.
Mike, look for Drew Sims do a little play action here.
Nope. Quick throw to the outside and a great leaping catch to lay into the end zone from the 6'7" sophomore in Dylan Drake. His first touchdown of the year on his 6th catch. You get the replay. Watch the quick pylon throw.
The fake
Sims.
The fake handoff, and then a beautiful, only one person could catch it. Great pass.
The idea was, sir, excuse me, I think that he pushed off. That's apparently not what they're going for. So Drake, who now has had 3 targets already. Northern waiting on the extra point attempt from Brandon Steckel, who was 8 of 8. It's a good day to start your season.
No
up
kidding.
Good. Representing Cardington Lincoln High School. So that's up and good. Ohio Northern now with a 7-0 deficit to try to figure out how to claw back from when we come back here on NK Telco Sports.
Hi, I'm Mallory. My grandpa's been making the world's worst pizza for 30 years. That doesn't look like the world's worst pizza. Grandpa, I know why they call you Chunky Bob. It's because you use chunky ingredients on your pizza.
Of course, it's not because I'm fat.
Grandpa, this is the world's best pizza. Keyhole Pizza, come check Grandpa out.
Dine in or carry out.
If you're in the area and you're not ordering that pizza right now, I don't really know what you're doing, to be honest with you.
Did that look good or what? Wow.
You're going out for a run. That makes you better than us because we're thinking about how to get that pizza delivered here to Ada. ONU's got to figure out something to do here. They've been able to move the football. Ed Manning, though, it's fascinating. The last time these teams played, he picked off a pass, but it was a Dom DeFalco 40-yard field goal that was the only score for ONU. Heidelberg had their opportunities on that drive to kind of put it away early. Remember, it started with a kick return, nearly for a touchdown on their first drive. Around the trip up. Big plays on one side, on special teams, big plays on the other side. He returned for Lurie Martinez.
Yeah, he had a nice head of speed, but nice job by the Student Princess, their kicking team, to get that tackle, and ONU starts at the 21.
Ohio Northern started with their worst field position. They had a really good field position, I think about the 35 on average a week ago. Heidelberg, though, on the defensive end, maybe trying to shut down the slot receiver and Darius Bennett Darius Barrett. Can't even read my own handwriting half the time. Man in motion now out of a pistol set. Handoff for Seth Barundi. Tries to find the outside.
There you go.
Beat a guy to the slot. He's not able to, but to pick up a 4. Just keep chugging along. It's not the worst thing in the world.
Nope. Nice job of going off tackle on the left side of that offensive line. Make it 2nd and short.
Ohio Northern so far has picked up 1 first down. 0 for 2 on a 3rd down. 74 yards to 27 for Heidelberg and Ohio Northern respectively.
That was aided by that 41-yard pass play.
That'll do it. Running with the handoff, one of the 2 running backs, he and Jameer Nunley, that have been seen so far. Gain of 5 for Barundi on the play.
And here's what you called for earlier, 3rd and short for the Bears.
ONU was 12 of 30 coming into today. They're 0 for 2 here. They've run for 32 yards. Haven't been able to connect on a pass yet. But I would imagine that the former standout at Bellbrook High School, who ran for 2,748 yards and 33 touchdowns in 14 games as a senior, gets the ball.
Oh, nice penetration.
I think the nose of the football, I really thought that was going to be a spot question because his knee was at the 30, but it was the question of where was the ball.
That'll be interesting. Trey Ferris makes a great play coming from his linebacking spot, and it looks like ONU's going to go for it on 4th and short.
Here you get a chance to look at the replay. Northern tries to push ahead, but there you go. The guy you talked about came right out ahead, and the shoulder and the ball at the 30. It's a good call.
Too many white jerseys against the black jerseys.
Norris under center trying to draw the defense off. This might be a decoy play. Nope. Hand off to Barandi's.
He got it, I think. Yep.
32. I need a yard. Give me about 1.25 yards.
What a gutsy call by head coach Dean Paul. Wow.
He's been around for a while.
Yes, he has.
20 years now as the head coach here in Ada.
That's the 2nd first down for the Polar Bears, and they needed that one.
118 and 72. And the Polar Bears are 40 and 25 in the month of September, according to the terrific SID they have here in Tim Lawn. So now a shotgun set. Northern 0 for 3 so far. Trying to change that with Norris. Stands in the shotgun, looks left, comes back to the center, throws.
Ooh, did he get there too early?
Kind of behind where LJ Payton was.
Yeah, good defense by Joseph Norris, the 3rd for the Bird, but I thought he was there maybe a little early.
Folks watching in Tiffin and where all these kids are from are saying, I don't think that's correct, sir. He was there perfectly timed. Shout out to all the folks online watching again that are thrilled with the awesome broadcast. That's not my words, that's theirs. Mainly the guys in the truck are doing a great job.
Yes, that's for sure.
And in motion, back and forth for the offense. Hand off to Barundi. He's trying to break it outside. Penalty
nice
flag
move.
flies as he gets to the 38-yard line.
I think that's going to be holding on Ohio Northern. That erases a nice, about a 6-yard pickup for the Polar Bears.
And you can just kind of see it brewing, too, by the way, through the penalty at the 28-yard line. Here's the replay on how that goes. Probably right there. You're probably not allowed to tackle the guy in front of you.
No, and he really didn't have to do that because the running back had passed that way, but you still can't hold.
So Northern will be backed up to the 23-yard line. See, that's why I brought him, because he explains all those things. So Northern really loses about 10 yards.
And just
up 2nd and 20.
And Mike, just like their last possession, they started okay, and then they had a negative play. Here's another negative play that the Polar Bears have to dig themselves out of.
Shotgun set for Northern on 2nd 20, looking to throw the football, lofted over the middle. And
that was dangerous.
Contact again. Well, Jordan Dean's opining that he was being held as he came through the middle, and he immediately put his hands up and said, you guys have called on one side. You called on the other side. The official said, I don't think so, sir.
Noah Miller checks back in for Ohio Northern, the Coldwater product.
Trey Ferris out of Duluth, Georgia, or Duluth High School in Atlanta, Georgia, on the defense. Here's the replay of that one as well. Watch. Whee! The Bears now with Noah Miller in motion. The Coldwater tight end with quads to the right side. Looking to run. Brody got behind his offensive line, needs a turn, runs right back through a hole, but unfortunately is tripped up. after a gain of about 4.
Yeah, he had several carries on that possession for ONU, and now they're going to be forced to punt again for the third time, excuse me.
Yeah, that's, you love a guy like John Michael Elliott, but you don't love guys like John Michael Elliott to be on the field.
Unless he's kicking point-afters or kicking field goals. But, yeah, when he's punting, that's not what you want. You're exactly right.
Did just one last year, but he takes over now doing the punting chores as well. Good high kick.
Yes, for sure.
Sails end over end and trying to figure out where that was going to land.
Takes another backwards bounce. Nice hustle by ONU to get down there.
Joseph Norris III out of Lorraine Clearview High School. I would not kick it anywhere near him. So another good cover-up for ONU defensively, though.
Third time the Berg has had the football here in the first quarter.
Donnie Crawford out of Wellington High School in the Firelands High School, or Wellington, Ohio, in the Firelands High School. Shout out to Molly, by the way. An aunt and able to watch her nephew all the way in South Carolina.
That's awesome.
So we're coastal. So a turnover, or a punt rather.
There you go. There's ONU's defense at gang tackling.
And nothing doing. They gave him one.
I don't know how they gave him one, partner. Here we go.
How he gets ahead. Well, he ran into that guy again. That guy being Miles Aldrich, who's having himself a pretty good day.
Yes, he is.
It's that full house set on the pitch out. Nowhere for Yearly to go. He's got to turn. Overran a couple of different defenders. Got past Josh Beaver, but you do not get past the tackling machine.
Yes, you do not. He is having himself a great game. And again, nice job by the ONU defense. They get good penetration. No place for Yearby to run.
He's like the Terminator. He'll go back in time and find you. The first one, not all the other terrible movies that came after that.
Peyton Wilson comes off the field for ONU on this third down.
3rd and 9, looking for the swing pass. Nope, throw out into the flat and caught enough for the first down. That is just a strike to Oliver Kelleher, his second catch of the ball game at a Martin County High School in Florida.
Yeah, and that's a huge play. It's 3rd and long, and they throw it between 3 ONU defenders and get the first down. Nice pass by Drew Sims.
That is a tight window.
Yes, for sure.
Handoff coming right side. Biggest run so far for Montavious Yearby. Said he went to Port St. Lucie High School in Florida. The same high school former Cardinals pitcher / two-wayer and Rick Ankiel went to. Two pretty good athletes. Ball spotted at the 48 on the right hash. We'll come down to the final couple of minutes of quarter number 1, and Northern missed.
Almost lost the ball.
And who was it? It was Miles Aldrich, but who got the tackle? Dalton Jong.
Yes.
Of course he did.
Yeah, I thought he really lost the ball there. He did a nice job of holding on to it. Now it's 3rd and short for Heidelberg.
Here comes a 3rd down. Heidelberg, 2 of 3 so far on a 3rd down.
See if the Bears can get off the field on this down.
I just watched somebody talk about this exact set, about being kind of a full house set that Army runs.
Blitz.
Sims looking to throw. Wilson knocked him out. But right after he got rid of the football, ends up forcing the incompletion to the sideline.
And right now, the quarterback, Drew Sims, is telling one of his receivers he thinks he ran the wrong route. But nice job by the ONU defense to get off the field.
I think he ran that ineligible on the sideline, sitting down with the helmet route. Or whether he didn't run it, I guess was kind of the question. So on to punt. Now will be Brandon Steckel. His first punt came earlier on. This will be his 3rd. Runs to the right and unleashes one that'll get a bounce over the head of Talon Borders and inside the 10.
This isn't good for ONU.
It's going to be about the 3-yard line.
Yep. It was kind of like a soccer-style punt, and it just bounced over the ONU player's head, and now the Polar Bears are...
Speaking of soccer, if you are a big soccer aficionado, you probably love this game because you get to see guys just kick the ball around the field. If you're an offensive guy, you're probably not all that thrilled. 7-0 after a touchdown a couple of drives ago.
See if ONU can break a run here. They need something positive to happen on the offensive side.
Jameer Nunley in the shotgun on the left side. There's now a man in motion. Will chop and come back and forth for Brendan Norris. Norris, a late handoff to Nunley, straight up the middle, across the 5 out to the 7. Good pickup on first down.
Gives him some breathing room, 2nd and 5. Mikey Moon will check back in for the Polar Bears.
Other side. Read the other number 11.
Oh, Darius Barrett.
Yep. That'll get you.
That'll get me.
Mikey Moon's a terrific linebacker, but he's not playing the offense
you're right.
yet. He did earn a start. Fake the handoff to Nunley, looking to throw on the comeback inside, and did Jordan Dean hold on to it? Based on his reaction, I'm going to say no. That's a tight window, though, to throw through for Norris.
Yeah, I was really surprised. I thought he was actually going to throw to the outside receiver, and he threw inside, almost a catch.
Went back on his checkdowns. Kind of interesting to see his thought process as Cameron Cox heads to the sideline out of Eden and Greenan. That's his hometown and his high school. 53 seconds as the Polar Bears are tasked with picking up a long 3rd down. So far, they're 0 of 4. Second clap of the hands brings them in, and Miller in motion with 3 seconds left in the play clock. Down to 1. Blitz comes from the outside. Norris needs to get rid of it in a hurry. He'll throw the outside.
Yeah, I don't think he felt that blitz at all, Mike, and it was a good thing that he threw the ball when he did. But it's another 4 and out for this ONU offense.
That's not the way you want to go. Northern's got just 1 possession that they have put up more than a couple of plays.
Or I should say 3 and out. 4th down now.
Plays, and you don't have the ball anymore, so it depends on how picky the people listening are. Elliott punting from deep in the end zone.
He needs to unleash a big one here.
Nearly back there where that duck is on the pond.
That is a big one.
Just that.
Yes, he did.
Yards over the head, caught by Joseph Norris III. He had a running lane, and he got tripped up. For a split second, he tried to create Armageddon, but Donnie Crawford said, no, thank you. Meet some of my friends, please.
But really good field position for Heidelberg right before the first quarter comes to an end.
So it's not a big deal with last week we had the sun in the eyes on one side. You will spot it as we didn't see where that was going to go at the 47. So right to left, and the first time that Heidelberg has had a chance now with 34.2 to start in Ohio Northern territory. Sims in his own territory, 307 yards in week 1. Up the middle for his running back in Montavious Yearby.
And that could be the last play of this first quarter. We will see.
Unless they have the clock running like we did last night in Ottawa. Gain of 4 on the play. It's an offset in a 41-14 game of 1 second.
No, I think they're going to try and run another play, partner.
Down to the final 10 seconds. Play clock, not the issue. It's the game clock. Yearby, wow. Good thing they got rid of that.
No kidding.
Because Sims ended up looking through his ear hole. It's a handoff for a gain of a yard for Yearby, ends the first quarter. Ohio Northern trails on the First National Bank scoreboard 7-0 here on NK Telco Sports.
Together, we are family, working safely for our loved ones.
We are problem solvers who challenge the status quo and drive improvement.
We care about our customer relationships.
We stay true to our values, caring and respecting one another.
We embrace change as we journey through our career.
We are Precision Strip, the world's leading processor of rolled steel and aluminum.
Precision Strip, doing the exceptional.
We're 25% of the way through this ball game as the Heidelberg Student Princes lead the Polar Bears from Ohio Northern University 7-0 on the First National Bank scoreboard. Mike Hernan, Denny Cisco here with you. And again, shout out to all the folks watching along online. Let us know where you are and who you're rooting for. A little chat on the right side. Pistol set, 4 receivers.
Blitz by ONU.
Right and left. Northern nearly timed it perfectly, but Yearby's so good that he made the 6th guy through, get the tackle, and close your eyes and just pretend you don't know who made that tackle.
And they're going to force Heidelberg, at least right now, to punt the football. So great defensive stance by ONU.
Watch Dalton John. Look for 17. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Oh, there he is with Josh Beaver.
Ouch. Good hit.
Just make sure you just grab the ankle and just hold on. That's kind of how it went. So the Berg back to punt, and this will be fascinating to see where this ball comes down at. ONU brought the blitz on the outside.
It's a knuckle ball.
And a sideways ball. Should be somewhere around the 21, says ONU. And I love that Norris is the first guy to go out there, and he's pointing. The 21, sir. We'd like to have the 21. Thank you.
Well, it's even better than that. I think it's the 24. Yep.
Well, he didn't sell it real well then.
Well, that's much better than the 2, which was the last possession the Polar Bears started their drive from.
So the first full drive for either team to start the second quarter. I'm told it's a net of 16 yards on that punt. 1st and 10 for Northern. Ronnie in the backfield, cuts back left, tried to go through a hole that was created by his left tackle. But there was not really a lot there, and he gains 3 on first down.
Right now, Heidelberg's defense, that front is winning that battle in the trenches, and I'm sure head coach Dean Paul would like to see that change as soon as possible.
So now Northern, Ronnie again had to, wow, he actually almost dropped it. And I think that kind of stymied the development of that play because the linebacker came through and was able to shut him down in Griffin Pendry out of Perrysburg.
Yeah, Micah, now another long 3rd down for ONU. As the Student Princes bring in 3 new players, new defensive package.
A lot of folks are telling me who they are rooting for. So go out and hit somebody 51.
Look for Heidelberg to blitz.
I'd say that's a good choice. Northern with 4 receivers and Grundy out of the backfield. Norris.
There you go.
Down, found his intended receiver that he's been trying to find for a while in Jordan Dean. Ball moves from the 28 out to the 38. That's a gain of about 10 yards, as I understand how it works.
Nice job by Jordan Dean. He was shaking his left hand, so hopefully he's not hurt, but nice job to secure the ball and get some yards after the catch. That's you want a lot of yak yards.
Yeah, you know what the other yak.
Yeah, exactly.
Ronnie with the handoff, dances right, was stopped as he came through the line again by Isaiah Kammer out of Valley Forge High School in Cleveland. 6-foot senior.
And no gain that time for the Polar Bears.
But I love Jason Aldridge, the PA guy here. He said a gain of 0. Is that like Schrodinger's cat? It's both a gain and a loss?
That could be.
Because it's not either, right?
LJ Payton checks back in the ball game for ONU.
We're going to see him take off at some point. Whether Norris is able to hit him in stride, we'll find out. Fakes the handoff. Oh, look where he's going on the comeback. Threw way high, though. And he hit the backup quarterback. Guy on the sideline was just over there living his best life. And he had to turn away and let it hit him.
As I said, one of our favorite movies, Too High.
Too high.
Not to sound like a broken record, but 3rd and long now for the Polar Bears. It's been kind of their mantra here in the first half.
Barrett back into the ball game. That'll be Darius, 5'11" sophomore for Northern. Played the cross at Cleveland's Benedictine High School for the Bengals, who, well, they've been pretty good the last handful of years, if you know high school football in Ohio. Now looking to throw again. Northern's got 4 guys, and up on that crossing route, Jordan Dean on the check down. Only picks up 3. And Ohio Northern has to punt after what looked like kind of a fruitful start to this drive.
And just really good defense by the Student Princes that time to halt Northern and not let them get another first down.
I got a pretty good guess, though, that is going to open up at some point. Because really all it takes is Jordan Dean if he gets a step in front. And he's a kid who, by the way, he and Hunter Kessler, who we saw earlier on, they were part of the outdoor track and field team.
Look at that punt.
That placed nationally in the spring. A high punt and the dance back. Nowhere to go, though. I was waiting to see how that was going to finish up. Credit Antonio Ioro from Springboro High School for getting down there and helping make that tackle for ONU and keeping that just dangerous return man in Joseph Norris III from getting on his Clipper boat and sailing. That's his high school, the Clippers.
Now, one official has it at the 15, and they want to put the ball at the 17, so this will be interesting.
I could show him a replay if you think they'd go for it.
I think now they are going to put it at the 15. Here we go. Speaking of that replay.
There we go.
He went backwards, so nice job again by ONU. There he goes, gets tackled at the 15, so that makes sense.
See, I told you, the camera guys will always have your back.
Nice job.
We need those on Friday nights.
Now we must have a penalty because now they're putting the ball to 20. There is a penalty.
That's
but we didn't hear what the penalty was, partner.
We were not privy to that conversation.
No.
Tell us nothing. Drew Sims. Illegal formation was the call, I'm told, from the headset and my voice. Deep throw. Ed Manning was in a fight with the intended receiver on the outside, and Cole Portman, 6 foot, 185 sophomore out of Orlando, Florida, and University High School.
Yeah, nice job by Cole Portman to come back for the football, but it's good defense by ONU, second down.
So all of a sudden, the director, if the director gets you, you know you didn't get something. Austin Amberg doing a great job. And there's another guy back there. Joe Robinson? Scott Robinson? Is that right? Scott Robinson? Yeah. Who was one of my favorite people in the world. It's now the shift. TJ Ramey will be the tight end on the left side. That'll try to create room. Nearly into the backfield was Aldrich, and he had that timed out.
Yes, he did.
Like they were giving away one of those pizzas in the backfield. A loss of 3 yards on the play and brings up a long third down.
I'm telling you, ONU's defense down there, defensive coach is imploring them to make a hold on this stop. He was pretty impressive on the sideline there.
Drew Sims had a 300-plus yard game of his career in the opener, but he struggled last year against Northern. 4 of 14 for 94 yards and a touchdown.
Oh, we got a movement.
Stood up. He said, I heard you guys talking about pizza.
Where can I get some of that stuff at?
285 for sophomore. It's a recurring theme, by the way. So the penalty goes the other way, so we kind of even out on those penalties, I think.
Now they're having a discussion, though.
You get a penalty, we get a penalty.
Interesting to see what they're going to talk about.
Pizza.
Oh, my goodness. It's encroachment on Ohio Northern.
They gave it to Tyler Irrigorian.
I think the fans are as perplexed as we are, partner.
Irrigorian is kind of questioning why the folks in Palm Coast, Florida are not happy about that. I'll get a message from Shannon here in a second.
Yeah, and
that didn't work.
ONU fans are showing their displeasure.
They've been here, by the way. Credit both schools' fan bases, because they have been here and they have been rowdy, and the tailgates, walking 3 miles from the parking lot, smelled amazing. There comes Sims again, 5'11" senior out of Perrysburg with trips to his right.
Quarterback changing the play.
I'd like to know, he just pulls down on his mask. Can he face mask himself? Stands in that pistol set, rolls out to his left, throws to the underneath receiver. And it's a nice play, kind of a quick inside hitter to Montavious Yearby, but it goes in and out of his hands.
Yeah, nice defense by ONU. I think if he catches it, he doesn't go very far anyway. But now 4th down, it's time for the Berg to punt. So good job by the ONU defense.
This will be the 6th straight punt in this game and the 9th of the first half. We still have 10 minutes to play in the second quarter.
Can you say defense?
I think right now it's about the only thing I can say. So back deep is Talon Borders. He's got a chance to open one up here. Wow, he's going to have to go way back.
Yes, he is.
Talon with 4 punt returns for 8 yards, running the wrong way. And he got knocked down by 3 or 4 different guys, but he's up the left sideline, and he took a pounding at the 35.
That's close to hitting him out of bounds.
Goodness, look at this replay.
Unbelievable. Good balance.
Oh, there's the face mask. And kind of three guys hit each other. And you think, all right, he's got a chance here to get up the sideline. Kept in bounds, but got walloped by two young men whose mama said knock him out. So the ball placed at the 35. This is the best field position to start a drive for ONU as it comes at 9:46. They run a man on late in Kessler.
Now we need a new ball. There we go.
Well, they need the one that comes from the Wilson Football Factory just down the street and stamped with the Ohio Northern logo. They do great work.
Yes, they do. When you do footballs for the Super Bowl, you know you've got something going on.
Oh, is that all they do? Kessler and...
Uh-oh. There was a lot of miscommunication there offensively, and it's going to go 5 yards against the Polar Bears.
Pretty sure that was 11 guys reading 4 different books. Oh, it's always fascinating to me who they give it to, by the way.
Yeah, and that poor guy.
King out of Canal Winchester High School, 6'4", 280.
And that poor guy, I mean, they could have given it to 8 different players, I believe.
I think I might have gotten it. I think I false started on that. I think it might have been a shift, and then everybody just kind of got lost.
I think you're correct.
When Kessler went in motion.
That's the last thing the Polar Bears need, or to start 1st and 15 instead of 1st and 10.
False starting.
Yes.
Now step back into the pocket, firing deep in the middle. Kessler's pass was tipped. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 white jerseys in the middle, and I think Northern maybe Matrix style dodges a bullet there because there were 3 guys near that ball, including Key Cunningham, the speedster, on the other side.
And partner on the right side, Jordan Dean, was wide open. I think he's going to say something to his quarterback saying, get me the ball because I was open, because when you throw into triple coverage, usually bad things happen.
On a big third down, Ohio Northern so far 1 of 7 on a second down rather.
Oh, good play.
Handoff to Burundi. Finally broke that hole across the 50. He's got room. He's tripped up, but he tiptoes his way across the 40-yard line down to, if the quarterback is to be believed, inside the 30.
That's what you wanted to see right there. A beautiful run by Burundi.
Watch where he steps out of a tackle. 34 yards, the biggest run of his collegiate career, the freshman. There you go. What a great shot coming right into your living room.
Biggest offensive play of the day for ONU.
Or the big screen as Nunley stopped for, they'll give him the line to gain. But again, I told you on early in this game that Jay Mills, Mark Feasy, and Paulie D were going to make sure to take care of you because they do a tremendous job on the cameras. Everybody gets nicknames. 8:58 in the first. Bears trail in the First National Bank scoreboard. 7-0. I think I've been doing too much soccer.
I think you have. That is correct.
3 receivers to the right. Now is Nunley trying to stretch the defense, trying to find a hole. Now he's got to cut back and just kind of little brother his way into the pile. Peeks through and says, hey, you guys got anything going on? They said, no, go away.
Yeah, nice gang tackling again by the Heidelberg defense. No place to run the last 2 plays for the Polar Bears.
Now back to what I was trying to say earlier on. Third down has been 1 for 7 for Ohio Northern. They now lead the total yardage, 99-97. So we come up on the middle half of a quarter 2. Good defensive battle between 2 teams who in their last game put up a ton of points.
Blitz coming.
Could come from the outside. Now is the play clock at 7. Fake to Nunley. Screen, and there it is. Jordan Dean to the outside. Caught at the 30. Down inside the 20 and around the 15. We'll put him at the 17. Gain of 18. If you're following along and you like numbers. And number 7.
And give junior quarterback Brandon Norris a lot of credit there. He hung in because the blitz was coming and just threw it out to his wide receiver. And he said, I'll take that first down.
I said earlier on he was going to get one of those plays where he was going to get open in space.
Well, he was open a couple plays earlier. He was open on the right side and didn't get the ball. But this time he gets it.
I think this might go over the top to L.J. Payton, to be honest with you. Norris under center. Payton with his defender will back off. Nope. Stretch the defense. Burundi to the outside. Bowls his way down to around the 11. Oh, he got a terrible spot. Out of the 13-yard line.
Tony.
I thought it was a gain of 5 or 6. Was 4.
I'm telling you, that third down play has to inject a lot of good, positive vibes for ONU as they try to get the ball in the end zone for the first time today. This is their deepest penetration of the first half.
Oh, they're up to 4.2 yards per play, but they're still just 3 for 12 throwing the football. 3 receivers, including L.J. Payton, to the left. Norris steps back. He's got a man across the middle in the back of the end zone. He thought, let me just roll one up the hill to make sure these people are paying attention.
And you got to remember, Mike, that 3 or 4 of his passes have been dropped. I mean, those stats doesn't tell the whole story for Brennan Norris in this first half.
Tried to hook up with the Via Angela St. Joseph graduate in Jordan Dean. I just think that's a cool name, Jordan Dean.
2 first names.
Another guy with a J. Dean. I don't think that's worked, right? Norris now on a 3rd and 6 from his opponent's 13. ONU's Barrett apparently doesn't know the play. Norris drops back, looking.
Run!
Out of the pocket. He'll pull down, take off, and he dives into the end zone.
They're going to say he was down at the 1. I can't believe it. I thought the football crossed the line before his knee was down.
That is a terrible call. You'll see here why I think that.
What a great decision by Brennan Norris, though. His hip is down, but I think
where's the ball?
Yeah, the ball.
Look down the line.
The ball crosses the plane, I think, before his hip goes down.
I think this is just going to give Burundi a chance to get into the end zone.
I think it's going to be quarterback sneak.
Defense selling out on the run.
Yep.
The magic 8 ball is correct. 1-yard touchdown run from the guy who scored 2 touchdowns, but only one of them counts.
And the home crowd is pretty excited as we see it on the replay. Quarterback says, I'll take it myself. Nice job by the left side of the offensive line. Touchdown, Polar Bears.
I always just wonder when you do things like that. That's his 2nd rushing touchdown of the year, by the way. If what the thought process is, you go into the huddle and go, I don't even care what he's calling in my headset. I'm getting a touchdown because I just had one.
Exactly.
ME on to kick the extra point to tie this ball game up and good into the stands and out towards the pool. 7-7 and 6:14 to go in the first half of the First National Bank scoreboard here in Ada on NK Telco Sports.
CarriageWorks has expanded and now can hold up to 25 cars in our service bay. CarriageWorks thrives on customer satisfaction. We accomplish that by providing top-of-the-line technology. CarriageWorks now uses a laser beam system to measure down to the millimeter of factory specs to better service you and get you back on the road. CarriageWorks has a brand new top-of-the-line paint booth that uses waterborne paint. There's no job too big or too small for CarriageWorks. We're certified collision specialists. Come in and see us today.
8-play drive at 65 yards over the course of 3.5 minutes and 1 second for Ohio Northern as they get within 1. Before John Michael Elliott kicks the extra point, he puts it through the uprights, and now it's a 7-7 ball game. Again, 2 offenses at 23.5 points a game, giving up 29 for Northern, and Heidelberg with 68 in their opening, as they were pretty good.
John Michael now 6 of 6 on PATs in this young season.
Heidelberg with the speed through, and Norris, the 3rd back there, and he's going to get a chance, actually, from the 5-yard line. I thought it was going to sail a lot further. He's got an idea and a head of steam. He's stopped, though. It's always nice when the guy laying on the ground gets the tackle. And Cooper Braden out of University High School in Orange City, Florida. But I believe it was A.J. Locke who hit the initial, kind of knocked the guy down, and then he just falls over. You get the tackle.
And nice job, though, laying on the ground. You know, you think about, what should I do? Well, grab the legs, do something, and he gets it. Like you said, he gets half a tackle.
Well, because it's very hard to take Mr. Miyagi where he says sweep the leg. It's very hard, Danielson, to do that one while you're laying on the ground.
Paint the fence.
Yeah. Back in is the dangerous duo, Drew Sims and Montavious Yearby. Oh, I got the wrong. I never watched Karate Kid. Apparently, I was wrong. Yearby on the outside tries to wax on, wax off across the 27.
Nice job by the ONU defense to keep that to a minimal gain and get him out of bounds, not let him cut inside to take the line.
See, what you don't know is there's a camera directly next to me. And I'm afraid when I say things like that, I'm going to end up on camera. There's a quick little screen pass to the outside. Hi there. There's Denny. I'm Mike. If you're watching along.
I'm surprised that Heidelberg hasn't used that screen pass a little bit more. That was an easy pitch and catch for a first down.
They just might, actually.
Yep.
4-by-1 set with Yearby in the backfield, kind of working out of a pistol set. Sims will go sometimes sidecar, hands off to Yearby, and he is stuck at the...
Yeah.
I'm always curious, the 36-yard, about 35 and a half.
Except for one carry, they've done a really good job keeping Yearby where he needs to be, and that's very few yards. So ONU's
defense 27 yards.
Yeah, ONU's defense has to be proud of themselves here in the first half, at least to now.
Just facilitate your point. You had 15 on one of them. It's a backside throw, popped into the air and nearly stolen away by A.J. D'Souza.
Hot potato. Couldn't bring it down.
Check out this replay. Watch that ball come straight up into the air. D'Souza tried to put together a symphony at a University High School in Barry, Florida.
3rd and long now for Heidelberg.
A much longer third, it's got to feel, after those last few plays. Jong will set into the safety position. Now with 14. The old Urban Meyer call, go to the line, we didn't like it, let's do something else.
Looked like ONU was a little confused on defense. Now they've been able to get things the way they want.
The answer was more cowbell. Sims drops straight back, throws across the middle, caught Yearby, and he's DDT'd into the turf. A yard short, needed 8, got 7. And do you go for it right now? I think Heidelberg looks like they're going to say yes.
You know, ONU did earlier in the first quarter, and they were able to make it. It's a dangerous call, but you're right. They're going to go for it.
All right. See, this is a mistake to me. I get why they do it, but I would never line up with your running back 7 yards behind because he's got to pick up 8 yards to get one.
And ONU thought the same thing, so they're going to call a timeout. They want to talk it over.
That's a timeout brought to you by Precision Strip. We're back here in 30 seconds. Big 4th down here in Ado on NK Telco Sports.
The Hometown Opportunity Platform is exceptional.
It is focused, laser focused on the careers in our 4-county region.
100% of the time we go to Hometown Opportunity. We've had great success from a handful of applications when we need them, as well as a recent one where we had 67 applicants.
Honestly, it's a competitive advantage.
The Hometown experience has been everything I could have dreamed of and more.
25 seconds on the play clock to figure out what to do on 4th down and 1. Clock. Not a big issue at 4:22. Heidelberg will get the ball to start quarter number 3. Yearby out the left side.
Oh, what a nice play.
You talked about screens. You were talking the other way around. But Yearby able to get enough, and he got into the grill of Peyton Wilson after the gain of a 5. And he just said, hey, tell me more about this Lima Shawnee.
What's there to do in Lima?
Why is it called Lima Shawnee?
That's a big first down for Heidelberg, a gamble, and it pays off.
So out of a split gun set here for Sims. Drop straight back, pressure coming, picked up on the outside. Deep throw and the home run ball. He's got a man wide open down to the outside, and Heidelberg will go 48 yards into the end zone behind the first catch from Logan McClure, the Allen East product.
And Mike, Montavious Yearby did a great job of selling this. It looked like it was going to be a screen. 2 defenders went to him, and the defense broke down for ONU.
How about that, though? To add insult to injury, the guy where I parked my car is the guy who comes up with a touchdown.
He's a senior.
And he's from, quite literally, outside of Ada High School, probably the closest high school to Ohio Northern. Look that up. The extra point up and good. First National Bank scoreboard has got the Berg after a 48-yard pitch and catch. Up now 14-7 here on NK Telco Sports. falling out of the sky for Logan McClure on a terrific go route down the sideline. We talked about maybe a little bit of confusion during the break there on the breakdown for Northern defensively, but not a ton of offense that has come from McClure, showing out in what I would imagine is probably all of his high school teammates and his friends are probably here.
Yeah, if they aren't, they should be. But that was a great pattern and a really beautiful pass from Drew Sims.
So Northern's got time here, 3:50, working with the football, down 14-7. Yeah, deep pass they give up, though. They're not going to make Dean Paul throw it as a ball into the end zone.
And if you're Ohio Northern, you've done better than you did last year against this team, so that's something positive.
There's a lot of gentlemen having conversations.
They sure are. I think they want to know where they want to go after the game. Where should we eat? What's there something to do here?
He's got a lot of things down there in Lancaster where he's from. Or as my friends call it, Lancaster. Because they have to say it quickly. They're always in a hurry. So Northern from their own 25. Plenty of time, don't panic.
For sure, yep.
Seth Bronte leads the way. 12 carries, 65 yards.
He's had a nice game.
Norris is 3 for 13 for 31 yards. Gives it to Nunley, and he is going to get Nunley as he is taken down immediately.
Andrew DeHart. Boy, he came out of nowhere from his linebacking position and said, "How do you do?"
Graduate student from Grand Blanc High School in Michigan. How do you do? And Johnny Cash said, "You're going to go down."
Big thing for the Bears, they can't go 3 and out here. They've got to pick up a first down. They don't want to give the ball back to Heidelberg.
Here's ONU with Noah Miller in motion. Good to see him playing because he was injured last week. Talked to his mama. She said,
"Oh, beautiful pass."
Little shimmy shake.
He fumbled.
He lost the football. That's his third fumble of the year, and Heidelberg now trying to turn it into 6. Just Miller there to make the tackle. He's not going to be able to in the house party.
Oh, that's a darn.
Heidelberg will meet in the end zone.
We got a penalty in the end zone too. I'm sure it's going to be excessive celebration on Heidelberg.
Watch Brunny before he goes down.
What a beautiful run, though.
There, it was a ball that was just a little bit loose on the defense.
Yeah, Griffin Pendry on the defense for Heidelberg. Beautiful play, just stuck his hand in there, and then there's going to be a penalty of excessive celebration on the student Princes.
And Isaiah Kammer is the guy who dislodged that football. That's a shame. You can't get in the end zone with a little bit of flash. What's the point?
Well, I think sometimes it's a little bit and sometimes it's a little bit too much, and that time is a little bit too much. I understand you want to have fun, but there's...
How's he going to put that on his TikTok?
What's that?
Yeah.
You got to explain that to me.
It's an app. Jordan Pettaway, by the way, for Ohio Northern has almost 500,000 views on one of his TikToks.
Wow, what a turnaround this game. Mark that down as a defensive gem by Heidelberg.
So the score now on the fumble return by Keith Cunningham. A 40-yard touchdown and a 21-7 lead in front of the half at 3:02. Back in just a second here on NK Telco Sports.
Are you looking for a rewarding career? Lincoln Electric Automation in Coldwater and Fort Loramie supplies top-of-the-line automation systems to manufacturers. Lincoln Electric Automation routinely develops its team through hiring and by offering advanced technical training. We understand that every employee matters, and every role contributes to the success of our business. We offer advancement opportunities, competitive wages, and benefit packages. Visit LincolnElectric.com and get on track to a better career and a better future.
Brennan Steckel's extra point attempt up and good with 3:02 to go, and at 6:14, Ohio Northern tied this ball game at 7. In the last 3 minutes and 12 seconds, it has been a 14-point swing, and now the excessive celebration penalty we talked about will move the football back.
So one would think the Polar Bears would get pretty decent field position after this kickoff.
Unless he just absolutely obliterates one.
And he did the last time. He kicked it in the end zone.
Steckel, if he can get 80 yards in the air in the end zone, he will be a true dog. Yeah, it's not going to get that far. It'll be fielded around the 15-yard line for Northern here, just under 3 minutes to go. And speaking of straight-up dogs, The young man on the tackle for Heidelberg in Elijah Hodge Jr. out of Cleveland Heights stand-up, and the senior makes a terrific open field tackle.
But there was a little slippage there before he did that tackle, I believe.
He's still got to make the tackle.
Yeah, you're right. He still gets credit.
That's you and I. He's running past us and just kind of waving as he celebrates on his way by. Maybe a little finger gun action, too, on his way. 1st and 10 for Northern. Norris under center for just the second time. Gives to Jameer Nunley on a straight draw. He will pick up the first down.
Nice run.
To the 41, and more laundry. Someone called Don Henley.
That could be in the area of face mask, but let's see. Nice job, nice run for a first down for the Polar Bears.
I think it's going to be holding. Well, maybe they are walking the opposite way. The official with the ball started to walk the other way is the only reason why I thought it was holding.
You mean like Aerosmith?
I think so.
That's got to be, and it's the 15-yard variety, so that's really good. Now the Polar Bears inside Heidelberg territory at the 44.
So now it's about how you respond, and you get that free 15 yards. Just under 3 minutes to go. Hand off to Nunley. It worked the first time. Let's try it again.
Nice job by that O-line of Ohio Northern, and a nice chunk of change there, about 7 yards.
What impresses me about that run for Nunley is that he knew the ball was slipping out of his hands, and he turned his back to make sure when he went down, nobody could take it away from him. Another handoff, if it works, ride the Cleveland product. And he'll gain a yard. Brings up 3rd down. But the bigger story, the clock running at 2:19.
But plenty of time for ONU. Make this 3rd down and get a new set of downs. You have 2 timeouts left, so you can use those as well.
Cameron Cox back into the ball game. I always think these are fascinating because it's, do you have too much time? Do you have enough time? You could run your kind of normal offense. You flirt with your 2-minute offense. 3rd straight handoff to Nunley off the right side. He got in a pick play there, a little ankle lock, and our guy who has been making every play in Joseph Norris. Not enough, though, as Nunley stretches for the first down.
Yeah, Tyler Turlick got good penetration for Heidelberg, but maybe overran it a little bit, giving the Ohio Northern that first down.
Coming up on halftime. Northern behind the Student Princess on the First National Bank scoreboard.
Or if they could get a score here, that would be huge, because Heidelberg gets the ball back to start the 3rd quarter.
One receiver to the right side on the fake on the bootleg. Looking back, man, on the check down, and Noah Miller caught at the 30, falls forward. You see the brace on his left knee. When I saw him and his family last week, as he gets to the 29-yard line for a pickup of 4.
We have a timeout. Yep.
We'll stay here, though, as we look at the thing that I was saying is he was on crutches. I passed him and his family all the way out last week. Talked to him, talked to his mom, said he's going to be okay. He's tough. He's a Coldwater Cavalier, after all. Precision Strip timeout. And a big thank you to our sponsors in the First National Bank and Keyhole Pizza, along with Precision Strip, Winners Meats, and NK Telco. And a reminder, you can watch this game thanks to NK Telco Sports and its sponsors. The replays of tonight's ONU football action will be on NK Telco cable or on NKTV, NKT.TV app on Monday at 6 o'clock on channel 160, or September the 23rd at 6, September the 25th on channel 3 and 503, or like a lot of folks are doing right now, you can watch online through YouTube, the Facebook, as my grandmother calls it, or at nktelco.com/sports. Do you mean the Facebook? Yes, Grandma. 1:21 to go on 2nd and 6. 3 receivers, including L.J. Payton in the slot.
Need to find him again.
One tight end in on the right side to block. Great protection and a deep ball. That's just going to sail too far. The jump ball, and you can kind of see that one brewing, Denny. And
yep.
We talk about Dalton Jong on the one side for ONU defensively. It's Joey Norris again on the other side for the Bird.
Yeah, and I think that pass might have gotten away from Brennan Norris, or he thought his receiver was going to go to the right instead of just going straight. So turnover for ONU. They're second in as many as possessions, and against a team as good as Heidelberg, you can't give them turnovers. And last year's game is the perfect example. ONU with 5 turnovers.
Here's what he's talking about. Watch that. It was going to be a kind of a jump ball to L.J. Payton, which is a good choice, by the way. I've seen him leap for balls before that he's come down with, but just just a bit underthrown, whether it got caught in that little burst of wind or what. I can't tell you, but either way, Berg now with a chance to really do some damage. 2 scores, plus a chance here, plus to get the football to open the third. Sims tried to hit the check down, and he nearly was intercepted by University's Ed Manning.
Yeah, his receiver slipped.
Sims pass.
You know, this is where, if you're Heidelberg, you'd like to score, but you don't want to get too aggressive here and cause a turnover because you're deep in your own territory.
And Manning, who missed a couple of games last year, actually went to Seminole High School in Sanford, Florida.
I think it's time to
remember that, being a Seminole fan. Here is Yearby, breaks it to the outside and knocked out of bounds by, who's that man? Ed Manning. Or rather, who's that Manning? It's not Eli or Peyton, it's Ed. Gain of 4 on the run, brings up a third down.
Clock still moving, so 3rd down and 6 for the Student Princes.
Ohio Northern 11-3 in their last 14 games here at the Dial. Everybody checking out with 42 seconds to go on to 3rd and 6. Like Denny said, Sims in the shotgun, rolls
blitz,
back, and Beaver nearly had him. Up across the line, deep throw to TJ Ramey and incomplete.
Boy, partner, he was close to being over the line of scrimmage. I would love to see that again.
I tell you what, wow. You get a chance. Josh Beaver, the number 2 all-time sack artist here at Northern, was the guy providing the pressure.
And Heidelberg's smartly going to punt the ball, but boy, I thought he was over the line. That was a beautiful pass, though, by Sims. Here we see it again.
Shall receive on the Winners Beats replay. Now you see in the background the stick with the 3. On 3rd down will be the line. He is.
I think he was a yard behind, but in fast motion, it looked like he was over it.
Like I told you, ask and you receive. Those guys do a good job.
Almost
nearly with the block. Talon with the return, trying to find a hole. He does not. Throws a stiff arm and spins away. But he's hit by one gentleman wearing the white jersey, spun around on the other side. Penalty flags fly.
Boy,
again, more gentlemen just saying some words.
I think they don't like each other all of a sudden.
I don't think it's all of a sudden. I think it's been that way.
And now
Thompson out of Perry High School in Massillon with the tackle.
Now a Heidelberg player comes over the ONU sideline. What is he doing?
Are you lost? Did you need directions?
I think he stole a towel. This will be very interesting to see who this is going to go against.
It's Trey Ferris, by the way. He just said, how do I get to Atlanta from here? I'm trying to get home.
Heidelberg is clapping, so I'm assuming this is going to be against ONU, but let's see as they work this out.
Both penalties on Northern, 1 live and 1 dead ball foul.
So we're going
block in the back plus the penalty.
And then unsportsmanlike conduct.
Wow.
Yeah, that's going to move the ball way back.
Now here's the question. With 16.8 seconds to go,
some fan just yelled, "That's funny."
He's not a fan of the official.
Of the official. Let's
even
put it that
though
way.
Technically the official's wearing the same colors that Ohio Northern are wearing tonight. It's a little bit of black and a little bit of white. He's a big Kurt Angle fan, I think is what it is.
So now the ball is going to go inside the, almost to the 20 or past the 20.
He said, but I digress.
It's going to go inside the 20.
Do you take a knee if you're ONU?
Yes.
Because Heidelberg still has a timeout left, right?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I think you take a knee and you go back and regroup. Because you played much better, in my opinion, than that 21-7 score indicates.
It's the ball at the 16-yard line after all of that. Northern will try to run with Jameer Nunley. Nunley to the outside, little shimmy and across. That's a fascinating play because his guy dove down and he just jumped over him. He gets out and gets 5 yards as the clock will run off the final handful of seconds. We'll go into the break with Heidelberg on top of the First National Bank scoreboard at 21-7. You're watching college football here on NK Telco Sports.
We are here and here and here. Minster Bank is everywhere, providing every banking service that you need to keep your financial life in order. Whether you are on the go or stopping by one of our branches, Minster Bank is here for you. We proudly support the communities where you live. Minster Bank, helping people achieve financial success.
New Knoxville Supply Company, the supply source for residential, commercial, and industrial jobs. We specialize in plumbing products from many name brands, electrical products from replacing a light switch to rewiring an entire house, heating, air conditioning, and geothermal products, sheet metal ductwork, installations, and service. We are now housing more inventory, so all the hardware items you need to complete the job are available right away. New Knoxville Supply. Stop in, call, or check us out online at newknoxvillesupply.com.
At First National Bank, we are working hard to make your life a little easier. With products like Card Valet, an app allowing you to control your cards with real-time notifications, transaction restrictions, and spending limits. The ability to access your money through 55,000 all-point ATMs across the country, surcharge-free. Live customer support when you need it, and online and mobile banking, allowing you to gain access to your financial information wherever and whenever you like. First National Bank, making your life a little easier.
was Tito Puente hit. Oh yay, come
checking scores from college football top 25 going on currently.
Back here in Ada, it is halftime on the First National Bank.
10 Alabama 10, South Florida 3. Fourth quarter, 3 minutes remaining. Number 6 Ohio State 63, Western Kentucky 10. Third quarter, 7 minutes remaining. Number 8
So back here in Ada, 21-7 Heidelberg lead. They will get the second half kickoff. And we look at a deeper version of how this game is going. Statistics tell a lot of how this game comes to be, Denny. But the big one is 1 + 1. An interception plus a fumble is 2 turnovers. And right now for Northern, those 2 turnovers were directly 14 points for Heidelberg.
That's for sure. And it came, no turnovers never come at the right time, but those came at the absolute worst time at the end of the second quarter. So Heidelberg should have had a ton of momentum going into halftime. So we'll see if Ohio Northern can come out and get a defensive stance right away and get the ball back and let their offense try and score some points.
See the stats brought to you by Wagner's IGA. 21-7, 178 to 158 on the total yardage. Student Princes waiting for the football. They'll travel from right to left. Ohio Northern next week gets Baldwin Wallace here at home. It'll be a 1:30 kickoff here in Ada before they travel to Alliance to take on Mount Union.
Are they purple and white?
Purple, number 2 team in the country, and the Purple Raiders. This ball trails and caught into the end zone. Kind of inconsequential whether you catch it at the 1 or into the end zone with the new rule put in a couple of years ago. But you've got to love being able to keep the ball out of the hands of Joseph Morris for a big return.
That's for sure. So, like I said, see if Ohio Northern can force a 3 and out and give their offense back on the field. They were doing some good things there in the second quarter, but those 2 turnovers really kind of stifled things for the Polar Bears.
67 degrees with a 3-mile-an-hour wind and an almost perfect night. Some guy will say a little bit chilly, and I'm not very good as a meteorologist. 3 receivers to the left here in Ada. The first handoff to Montavious Yerby, and he is driven down into the ground for a gain of 1.
Now that gives him 30 yards for the game, Mike, and he's coming off of a brilliant game where he ran for 126 yards and 5 touchdowns in that win over Hiram. So this is a big plus for the ONU defense to keep him at bay.
That was his 16th 100-plus yard game. Sims looking to throw, hit the check down and bounced. Dalton Jung and Peyton Wilson nearly teamed up to try to make a combo.
Yeah, nice job by Wilson to try and dive and get that interception. That would have been huge. Now it's 3rd and long for the Berg.
Andre Lubin on the corner on the left side of the formation trying to get ONU's crowd into this. Calisthenics on the sideline on 3rd and 9. Wilson fakes the blitz from the outside of the play clock down to 10.
As Heidelberg changes the play once again.
First game here at Dial Roberson Stadium came on September the 4th, 2004. Just celebrated that anniversary as a throw across the middle and bobbled into the air. 2 Polar Bears, again, kind of the same idea on a ball thrown behind, but incomplete.
Little pinball action there. You thought somebody was going to come down with it. Nobody does. It falls on the ground. 4th down. Nice job by the ONU defense.
See on the replay, the throw across the middle. Just a little bit behind the 6'7" Dallas, Texas native, and Dylan Drake, who had a touchdown early on. He's a big kid. Prestonwood High School, 6'7", 210.
ONU doesn't have enough players. Quickly running on is Cooper Braden. Yep.
On the snap, the Northern kind of sends one guy after it, and another big punt, about the 15th punt of this ball game. Talon Borders with a full head of steam, but just
the ball stripped
to the football.
Unbelievable! What a great tackle by Heidelberg, and another turnover for the Polar Bears. Just when the Polar Bears just came off a 3 and out. Oh my goodness!
So a punt and a fumble recovery. That is unfortunate. I'm curious to see here on the replay, brought to you by Winners Meats. Watch him go to the outside, but as you go to the sideline, you're normally taught to put the ball in your hand that's going to that side.
Owen Gibbs did a great job of stripping it for Heidelberg, and then it was recovered by Elijah Hodge for the Berg.
So the Berg continues now at 14:09 on kind of the second half of this possession. On 1st and 10, Yerby trying to stretch out, went up through the hole that he found and was rocked by the tackling machine in Dalton Jong again.
You know, last year, and head coach Dean Paul pointed this out, 5 turnovers was the key, and he wanted to win the turnover battle to get today, and unfortunately that's 3 turnovers to none, and you don't want to be you don't want to win the turnover, you don't want to have more turnovers than the other team, obviously, and the Heidelberg is threatening to score once again.
Standing the shotgun out on a 2nd down and 2. Sims flips, little shoulder shimmy to his left, the ball into the air, tried to hit TJ Ramey. Ramey kind of got out looking around and said, what happened there? Incomplete pass brings it 3rd and 2.
Boy, nice job by ONU. How many times have we seen that ball flip up in the air? It just won't go into a player wearing a black jersey for the Polar Bears.
Well, at least 2 here on this drive.
Yes.
Total tackles, by the way, Dalton Jong's got 6.
Seems like he has a lot more than that, doesn't he? He's been all over the field.
5. Miles Aldrich with 4, Ed Manning and Connor Rowe with 3, and a handful of others with 2. So Drew Sims, 8 of 19, 138, 2 touchdowns. On the RPO, they say he's so good at that.
Oh, nice job by the ONU defense again.
It is Terry and Ross with the takedown.
And give Dalton Jong there some credit too, because he came along and wrapped it up. Now it's 4th down.
I think at this point, I would have 4 down territory on my mind, because I feel like midway through the 3rd quarter, just kind of in the early part, it looks like the Berg's going to think about a field goal, but 28-7 is a huge thing. I mean, 21 is a couple of mistakes and all of a sudden you're in it, but a 40, just on the bridge, a 41-yard field goal attempt coming up for Brandon Steckel.
I think it's probably, he thinks it's too early to go for it on 4th down. They don't want to give the Polar Bears any more momentum than they have to.
41 yards from the right hash. The kick is blocked by the Polar Bears. And it'll roll all the way back towards the end zone, and Ross will cover it up at about the 7-yard line.
Wow, nice job by ONU. Get penetration and block the punt. Watch it on the replay.
Just big hands. Oh, yep. Great time jump by one of the up men there, one of the big defensive linemen. Couldn't see exactly who it was. I think it might have been Luke Siebel, who was 6'3", 270. But a great job by ONU.
Yeah, and that's the first time that Heidelberg doesn't take advantage of an ONU turnover and turn it into points. So the Polar Bears have it back, 1st and 10.
Start at their own 9-yard line, 2nd time inside their own 10. I would go kind of big game hunting here, but that's just me. Make the handoff to Nunley. Norris rolls back to the outside, fires high, and incomplete.
That was a good design play, kind of throwing against his body, and he, as Mike mentioned, he threw it just a little too high.
Too high for Barrett. Northern being led 81 yards on 13 carries for Seth Burundi.
Yeah, he had a great first half.
Jordan Dean leading the receivers, 3 catches, 31 yards.
Only 2 players with catches for ONU. You'd like to distribute the ball a little bit better if you're the Polar Bears.
2nd down and a handoff to Nunley, trying to stretch, uses the block, but it quickly dissipates the hole and the opportunity that he had, and just like that, a linebacking crew over there to clean him up. Easton St. Clair out of Canton, Michigan's Detroit Central Catholic High School. You want to talk about high schools who are known for pretty good high school football.
You think?
I think that's pretty good. So the loss after the incomplete pass brings up 3rd and 10.
3 more Heidelberg players come in. So a 3rd and long facing the Polar Bears.
3 receivers to the long side of the field, to the left of the quarterback in Norris, with 9 on the play clock.
They got trips to one side, maybe a little screen pass.
Here comes Noah Miller. Maybe leave him open in the middle of the field. Play clock at 2. In there to block. Norris surveys, steps up, rolls out to his left, comes on the comeback, and he threw it.
Wow.
Through the middle. If it gets through, LJ Payton is off to the races.
Yes, he is.
JN triple. Joseph Norris III again. Watch him jump this route. And the 4th Ohio Northern turnover.
Great anticipation. just throws it. That's now 2 interceptions and 2 fumbles, and nice job by Heidelberg. Now
a little bit of anticipation.
Yep.
Knowing Northern maybe will go to that crossing route. Heidelberg and Scott Donaldson have had Ohio Northern's number, literally and figuratively.
How about that? 9 turnovers in 2 games between last year and this year.
So Heidelberg. Sorry, you were saying?
I said I hate to belabor the point, but you can't give a team as good as Heidelberg this many chances. Now inside the 30 once again.
They lose the football and gain 10 yards. Pressure comes from the outside, back corner throw, and up and into the stands. There's some discussion between, again, some young individuals. And if I'm Beaver for ONU, I have to be a little bit frustrated because normally he's able to get to the quarterback. I told you earlier, he's number 2 all-timer in sacks behind NFL player Jason Trusnick, but he's done 33 sacks in 36 career games. But he's not been able to get to the quarterback but once here. Handoff straight up the middle for TJ Ramey, and he's got running room. Bowls his way. Mike Allstott style down to the 1. Look it up, kids.
That's a great fake by Drew Sims. It looked like he was going to pitch it to Yerby, and he gives it to the up man. 1st and goal for Heidelberg. What a hard run.
Over 1,200 yards in a season at Patrick Henry High School, and he is just a bulldozer.
Nice job by Landry Rubin to get the tackle.
Oh, and he took the 3rd effort to sprint his way to the right into the end zone, finish off what he was just putting across, and the senior into the end zone. Watch this here.
Heck of a run.
Effort had him right there.
Yeah. Stopped again right there.
And then lock from Peyton Wilson.
Just can't stop him. So now if Heidelberg makes the extra point, that's 21 points off of turnovers that Heidelberg has scored in this game.
And again, perhaps most impressively, the fact that they gave away the football and then got it back on an interception.
Yep.
Gained to 10 yards, and then ended up getting those 7 points anyways. First National Bank scoreboard with a 28-7 lead for the Heidelberg Student Princes here on NK Telco Sports.
Hi, I'm Mallory. My grandpa's been making the world's worst pizza for 30 years. That doesn't look like the world's worst pizza. Grandpa, I know why they call you Chunky Bob. It's because you use chunky ingredients on your pizza.
Of course, it's not because I'm fat.
Grandpa, this is the world's best pizza. Keyhole Pizza, come check Grandpa out.
Dine in or carry out.
Back here in Ada, TJ Ramey out of McClure, Ohio, they call him officially, 5'9" senior. Tailback with the plunge from a yard out.
Second set to kick your leg for Heidelberg.
28-7. Just marveling at how this game turned from what was a 7-0 game for what feels like quite some time. It's 7:09 in the first, now to a 21-point deficit for the Polar Bears.
Ooh, a short kick.
See where it takes a bounce. It'll roll. Northern, I think Talon Borders on the return kind of had to wait and misjudge that one or kind of figure out where it was going to take that bounce at, and it took an awkward hop off the turf at the 23. It forced him to go up and play it otherwise.
Right, Heidelberg could get the ball because it's a live ball. So I don't know if it was a missed kick, but it was actually a pretty smart kick. And but ONU was able to get it, and they start from the 24. I don't want to call this an important down, but ONU needs to score points. This is where it has to start.
Kind of drive right here. Northern under the bright lights here at Dal Roberson. Bring back in the heavy hitter in Seth Grundy, and he is going to lose 2 of the 80-plus yards he's picked up so far.
Yeah, right now the Student Princes on that play they just willed themselves. They just pushed ONU backwards.
Big defensive line, 250, 245, 260. Hubbs, Brown, and Turek. And what was impressive about the Week 1 win, they gave up just 14 points, 9 first downs, and held their opponent to 1 for 14 on 3rd down.
That's pretty darn good.
Northern has not fared much better. Hand off to Brony again, went up through that hole to try to get his 2 yards back. He does just that, but 4 of 11 right now is Ohio Northern on a third down, and maybe the most fascinating offensive stat that I can give you. Two teams are combined to be 12 of 37 throwing the football, but even Heidelberg is 2 of 10 on third down.
Yeah, Heidelberg has not been impressive on third downs. ONU's defense has done really well, but it's just the offensive woes here in this game, and they need to make a big first down here on third and long.
4 scores and 11 punts in this ball game. Also with Northern's turnovers, the ball dropped into the hands. I believe it's Kessler.
Yep.
It won't be exactly who that is. Out to the 24-yard line. He didn't gain and didn't lose, but Northern is going to punt for the 6th time. He's going to look at Dean Paul there over his shoulder. Just marvel at the guys that he's had come through this program.
Well, 20 years.
This is the former NFL running back. He's down on all of the things down there. R.J. Meadows was a terrific running back here. And then, of course, he just lost a 5-year running back. John Michael Elliott, hello. Another field by Norris. He's on the run, back up through traffic, spun, pushed his own guy out of the way. And then found a ton of guys wearing black jerseys that he maybe wasn't as fond of pushing him around.
So nice job again by the punt recovery team from ONU, but they need to force some turnovers now. We talked about Heidelberg, how well they've done. It's time for ONU's defense to come up with something. They've been close. They've had a lot of balls batted in the air, but they need to create some turnovers so they can get some points.
On the 38-yard line after they set the ball on the right hash. Ohio Northern took a trip to Italy in May. One of the annual, or not annual, but kind of early trips they do. They came away with a 79-0 win in Italy in a town I won't even try to pronounce and butcher, over the FIDAF All-Stars. It's a neat little trip. Looking to throw over the middle and dropped. I don't have this stat to point out to you, but I would be willing to bet you that if you were to combine the receivers in this game, Daddy, there are close to double-digit drops.
I would agree with you.
You think it's 9?
Yes.
That would be close to double digits?
That would be close to double digits.
Is that an official Denny Cisco stat?
That is an official stat.
Just write down drops. Is too many a number?
Yeah, that could be.
On 1st and 10. Oh, it should be 2nd and 10.
Oh.
Well, knocked away. And is it intercepted?
I don't know. It looks like it is. I thought maybe
it's Dalton Jong who came away with it at the 47.
Yeah, and what a great athletic move, because he went into the air and then was able, here's the replay, he went in the air and was able to secure it. I thought maybe the ball hit the turf first.
Was the fire, that ball just sailed high. And the tip played beautifully. There's Peyton Wilson. Can I get it? No, but there's the Superman dive from Dalton Jong.
Yeah, and it definitely did not touch. So nice job in the first turnover by Heidelberg. So let's see if ONU can turn that into some points.
I heard recently that the Northern defense needed to start forcing turnovers.
Yeah.
I'm not sure where I read that. Good check down to keep it yourself. And
yes.
Dive ahead. Maybe a slide for Norris at the end.
Yeah, I would agree.
What wanted to see.
Yeah, I think that's what Dean Paul was saying. Please slide. Don't hurt yourself.
Please get down. He's
yes.
a terrific quarterback backup in Garrison Higgins out of Utah/Hawaii.
That's the second nice run by the ONU quarterback in this game.
Picks up 15 yards and a first down on the run. 8:24 and running it quickly.
Maybe this will keep Heidelberg's defense from being so key in this game, because they've really ruled this second half.
Quick throw across the middle. Oh, jeez.
That was a hard hit right there.
What was harder, though? The pass from Dean went through his hands, and what you heard was the thud from Griffin Pendry, the grad safety from Perrysburg, and then he laid the hit just to make sure that you heard both of them. That is a Brett Favre throw. Maybe take it easy on your receiver's hands.
Well, he had to throw it hard, because the last time he tried to throw over the middle, it got intercepted. So had to make sure he got it there.
That is, man, that's it's a hard throw if I can hear it on the natural sound from up here. Because we're a good ways away. Norris with 3 receivers out to the left, completely over to the right side. He was able to hit LJ Payton on the drop down.
Yeah, nice job on the check down for ONU.
28 for a gain of 6.
Yeah, and again, you talked about before the game about having third manageable, and this is what it is. And obviously, being down 3 scores, ONU's in 4-down territory whenever they can get inside the 50.
Northern with the clock down around 7.5 minutes, down 3 scores. Abe Lincoln had a similar issue, right?
Heidelberg didn't have enough players on the field. One ran on as they handed the ball off. That was a little strange. I think he's just going to be a little short, though, 4th down.
Gain of 3, and what is your best 4th down play?
For sure.
Give the ball to Seth Grundy.
Yep.
Or just let him push you across. Northern is 1 for 1 on 4th down.
Or let your quarterback do it. He did get the touchdown that way.
It seems it's open. Norris goes with the hard count. Oh, he will go with Seth up through the hole. He got the 1st down, but not much more. Needs 1, got 3. And Northern with their 2nd 1st down of this drive, but most importantly, their first big conversion in a long time deep into Heidelberg territory.
For sure, they just need to keep it going. They need to get this score, make it a 2-score game.
43 yards rushing for ONU. They're averaging 4.6 yards per carry. Make the throw on the pitch out to Grundy, but
fumble.
The fumble and a ball on the turf, covered up by the right tackle and Hunter King.
Nice job by Hunter King to be Johnny on the spot there. And I think there's a Heidelberg player still on the field.
I think it was the fact that 3 different guys, you'll see here on the Winners Quality Meets replay, 3 different guys hit Brennan Norris pretty much at the same time.
Ouch. The good news is he's up.
1.
Ouch for everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, poor Brennan Norris, he was the sandwich.
Eventually, though, the lineman in Josiah Brown, 5'11", 245 grad student out of Perrysburg High School, where pretty much 12% of this team comes from.
The bad news is it's 2nd and long after about a 15-yard loss.
2nd and 22 officially. 2nd down and somewhere around Kenton, if you're familiar with the geography of Ohio Northern, where 8 is at. Norris drops straight back, clear look to his right. He hit
there. You go.
Back down again, and the spin move for L.J. Payton.
Yeah, he's found L.J. Payton many times in this game.
Picks up 7 yards back to the original line of scrimmage. Now 3rd down and what should be 3rd and 10.
And you don't have to get it all here because you're in 4-down territory, so get as much as you can, make it an easy 4th down. But if you get the 1st down, all is good.
If you decide to play for the field goal, John Michael Elliott's got a terrific leg. But
yeah, 2 for 2 so far this season.
He didn't hit his first college extra point until week 1. Looks down on the check. Wide open is Kessler. Can he get to the end zone? Sprints up there.
Wow.
23 yards at Ohio Northern within a 28-13.
And that's similar to one of Heidelberg's early touchdowns, Mike, when it was a blown coverage, as you see in the replay. No one was around. It just came out of the backfield.
Sort of on that little fill route.
No one
caught it, and he's too fast.
Yep. No one picked him up. So nice play, nice touchdown, good response by the Polar Bears.
Kessler's a good one. I remember him in high school, and I talked about his speed early on out of Paulding High School. And when he was there, they were members of the Northwest Conference. Now in the GMC, kick up and good from the J to the M to the E in the First National Bank scoreboard at 5:34 in the 3rd as the Bears within 2 scores here on NK Telco Sports.
Together, we are family, working safely for our loved ones.
We are problem solvers who challenge the status quo and drive improvement.
We care about our customer relationships.
We stay true to our values, caring and respecting one another.
We embrace change as we journey through our career.
We are Precision Strip, the world's leading processor of rolled steel and aluminum.
Precision Strip, doing the exceptional.
8 plays, 51 yards over 3:14. Bring the Ohio Northern Polar Bears within 2 scores, 28-14, here in their 2nd of 3 straight home games. So welcome Heidelberg to town. The Bendo Bowl. It has gone 10-2 in the first 12 iterations for Heidelberg.
And a big fourth down conversion by the Bears on that last possession kind of sparked them. And then a great 3rd and 10 call for the touchdown.
Long, deep kick into the end zone again. And it'll be touched down.
Oh, now we have some little shenanigans going on. These teams are not very happy with each other right now.
What's the name of that restaurant you like?
They've got to be careful because they're going to the referee's going to have to call a penalty at some point to get this jawing under control.
Or the issue is that maybe they should have done it before.
Well, that could be. You could be right. Yes.
I'm just kind of saying what a handful of people online might be thinking. First and 10 from the 25 for Heidelberg. They're half. They have a 1-yard touchdown run, but outside of that, they had a punt block or a punt and a fumble recovery that they picked up, had their field goal blocked, and also an interception.
Let's see if ONU can get another turnover here. That'd be nice.
You're just trying to will that into existence, I think, right now. Handoff onto the left side. Ooh, what a piece of work. Just to get to the 30 from what was really kind of a nothing play.
Yes.
Chicken salad play. And another big run. And that's what is fascinating to watch about this offense is they've had a handful of plays Heidelberg has as they go to more of a hurry-up offense with Montavious Yerby, is that they have turned a handful of plays into something positive when it looked like it was going to be nothing. Yerby again ran and forced into his own blockers.
I'm telling you, he's gonna love getting out of Ada because ONU's defense has, for the most part, held him in check after, like we talked about before, a great first game where he scored 5 touchdowns.
Miles Aldrich down the road and around the corner from Shawnee with the stop. Down in 2 for Yerby, who was 18 carries and 42 yards deep in this game.
ONU was going to blitz, and then Heidelberg said, wait a minute, let's check and do another play.
TJ Ramey, 3 carries, 25 yards. You needed more cowbell. That's what will always solve your ills on defense. The money down, so to speak, is money for Heidelberg as the jump ball thrown in front of Ed Manning, and there's not a lot he can do.
No, that was good defense.
Because Ethan Chuliwa out of Garden City, Florida, and Garden City, Florida High School, with his 6th reception of the year.
And he earned that because that was a hard hit as he was thrown down, but he was able to keep the ball in play. So first down, that's a big 3rd down play there for Heidelberg to convert.
Sims, the senior who just last year, as he gives the handoff to Yerby again, got near the 45-yard line. I think it'll be the 44 for a gain of 3. But Sims, when he was a freshman and a sophomore, was named honorable mention and 2nd team All-OAC, despite the fact that he didn't really have the year he would have liked last year, but not a bad year. Just goes to show you how good the quarterback play in the OAC has been. Ramey on the left side, Yerby behind. 2nd down and 6. Quick check down.
Oh, how about that? Almost an INT right there.
I thought Dalton Jong, with the way that he knocked it away, kind of got up and held his hamstring. I bet Dean Paul had a loud exhale. Watch this one. Jong, if he gets a hold of it, it's a 7-point game.
It sure is.
Trying to get TJ Ramey with the shadow for Dalton Jong. Now on a 3rd and 6, looming large with lights on here in Ada.
Yeah, they like that at that time again. They like to take Yerby out of the backfield and then they throw the back pass, but that time it went incomplete.
Play clock down to 7. Game clock at 3:18.
Oh, wide open.
Speaking of that little swinging gate play, wide open, just like the gate downstairs.
Yeah, that's a second 3rd down conversion by Heidelberg. Nice pitch and catch.
Into Ohio Northern Territory on the 1st down.
Yes.
3:03 to go in the 3rd.
Sims threw a strike right there.
Sims with the inside handoff to, again, Patrick Henry's TJ Ramey. One of, like Denny told you before this game, many kids who are from the area. About the only one we haven't seen for Heidelberg. We have not seen Gavin Reineke, the sophomore quarterback from St. Mary's Memorial High School.
Yeah, he got in the first game and did a nice job throwing for 4 of 6 in that big win over Hiram.
His head coach Coach Doug Fry in St. Mary's, probably saying 6 passes in a game. You don't get that. They run the wing tee offense, and six passes in a game is probably far too many. 2nd down and 9 now from the ONU 40. Sims missed the check inside, and he said, "No, I did not, Mike Hearn. Watch this dump down."
Yeah, it was a fake screen, and then the pass over the middle, another completion.
Check down here. Look at this throw. Matthew Drudel, the junior out of Lutheran North High School, with the catch. Back-to-back catches for him, and back-to-back big play first downs. Fake to Yerby, and another strike to the outside, but low and away. Went awry, like pretty much any ball I hit off a golf tee.
And again, the quarterback, Drew Sims, for a senior, he's yelling at his players a little bit, saying, "Hey, you ran the wrong route again."
5 games he played in that COVID season as a freshman, threw for 1,400 yards and 16 touchdowns. Honorable mention in the OAC. Back that up. The starting quarterback is a sophomore for 9 games, 2,300 yards and just 27 touchdowns. Second team all OAC, I'll give you a bet. It's another throw on the inside on the line.
Yes, it was.
Jong helps clean up the tackle, but not until the ball goes 13 yards to the 22, or from the 22 down to the 9 for a first down.
Yeah, Oliver Kelleher that time on the complete.
They call it the red zone, but both of these teams will probably call it the orange zone.
First and goal. First and goal now for Heidelberg.
Last year, though, kind of an off year for Sims. 1,500 yards, 16 touchdowns in 8 games as a junior. A little slip screen.
Boy, he's slinging it right now.
And the dive. And the knee is going to be at the 2-yard line. Heidelberg says, "I'm sorry, Mr. Official, but I disagree with you." Same play we saw on the other side when Northern tried to jump into the end zone. Kelleher with the catch. Gain of 7 on the play, but 2nd and goal now from the 2.
I bet Sims would be a heck of a pitcher because right now he's throwing that ball hard. But he's been very successful on this drive.
Some would say he's pretty good to begin with. But if you don't know, the ball is at the 2-yard line. They'll put some time back on the clock.
Just like Mr. Hearn said. Very good. Good eyes.
I watched the official immediately run through a pack of Bears and Student Princes and just say, "Hey, I don't believe that what you're saying is true. He cannot get from here to there." I don't know that this is not going to be maybe you fake the lob to Dylan Drake because he's the 6'7" power forward really on the outside.
No, I think you give it
to TJ Ray.
I give it to Yerby. Nope, they're going to run him in motion.
Go in motion to create some separation.
Good tackle.
It's Connor Rowe. Reaches a hold, grabs the white jersey of Ramey and says, "No, no, no. Remember last time you guys were down here? I made the same play."
Beautiful play. Way to fight off your offense and get the tackle.
He actually lost a yard on the play. Clock running at 40 seconds here in quarter 3. 13th annual Bendo Bowl.
Little confusion right now by Heidelberg's offense.
Or did they design it that way?
And maybe. Oh, they moved.
The answer was no.
Now, let's see, because the last time this happened, they called offsides on Northern. So let's make sure it's still that's still the case.
All right.
There we go. False start.
I was going to say, I would be really surprised if Mitchell Smith, 6'1", 295, the sophomore out of, where do you think he went to high school?
I don't know.
Perrysburg.
Oh, okay. There's a direct line from Perrysburg to Heidelberg.
It's a pretty short trip to Tiffin from Perrysburg. A lot of folks on the live stream watching and rooting for the Berg. 18 seconds and running. Sims drops straight back. Plenty of time to throw. And he likes the cheerleader apparently on the end of the Northern formation.
He smartly threw that out of bounds, partner. I think that's what it was.
We wanted to find out if he could hit the polar bear that's up the yard. Varsity Blues, throw at the mascot. Why? Just hit the mascot.
Now, this is interesting. 4th down, you've got a 2-touchdown lead. I think they're going for it.
They didn't put the chain on the other side is wrong.
They're going for it. I'm really surprised because this is a chip shot field goal.
It's also a knockout shot if you can convert on it.
Well, yeah, you're right about that. But if you don't convert,
you pin them deep.
Yes.
Sims on the quick inside slant. And it is going to be no signal yet.
Wow. I didn't even think he caught the ball, to be honest with you.
Kelleher that's got the ball in his hands.
I think it hit the turf, partner. Here's the replay. This is very strange.
We got a good shot of this.
We do have a good shot.
There's the throw. Quick on the inside in front of Wilson. And it looks like he's got it covered up into the end zone.
But I don't think he crossed the end zone, though, did he?
He's laying in the end zone when he got up. How?
Wasn't that fourth
down?
I thought it was 4th down also. It must have been 3rd down.
All right. So we end the 3rd quarter. The First National Bank scoreboard as the Polar Bears trailing at 28-14 in the Berg. Knock it on the door of Score City when we come back here on NK Telco Sports. Back here on NK Telco Sports. All right, we made a mistake. I'll be honest with you. I forgot about the penalty.
I did too.
On 2nd goal. So TJ Ramey ran for a gain of no yardage. Down to the 2 on a 1st and 10. Mike and Denny Cisco. The penalty for the false start moved the ball back. 2nd and goal is incomplete. And then Drew Sims' pass to Kelleher down to the 1-yard line. So now it's 4th down.
Yeah, nice job by the officials to get that call right, and a great job by the camera. Great job by the camera guys to get that correct as well. So 4th and inches.
How this drive finishes. 74.5 yards accrued so far for the Berg. They started at 5:33 in the 3rd quarter, and they've reached half a yard away. Sims might even come out under center.
Yeah, he sure is. That's the smart play.
He might just take it himself. Tried to goose his center. Takes the handoff. Montavious Yearby just waltzes in from a yard out with 14:56 in the quarter.
Nice job.
Touchdown.
Sorry, Mike. Nice job by the left side of that offensive line, and then it was just all Montavious Yearby after that.
So the First National Bank scoreboard with a 34-14 lead. Remember last year was a 34-point blowout. It was 37-3. But just amazing. ONU leads the all-time series by a handful of games, and that number dwindling with the 10-2 advantage since this became the Bendo Bowl. Snap and the kick up and good. So a 35-14 lead now here in quarter number 4. Heidelberg has imposed their will. And Denny, this is their 2nd game of the year. They put up 68 in the 1st, and they have 35 here in the 2nd.
Yeah, pretty impressive performance. I mean, the first game, obviously, Hiram is not that high of quality as of a team as ONU, but they have done a lot of nice things against the Polar Bears. Plus, they have 4 turnovers to boot.
The boot is where that ball went up the hill. John Carroll is the next game on the 23rd. It'll be Parents Weekend Hall of Fame Day at Hornerman Stadium. That's just up the road in Tiffin. Then Muskingum will welcome them to town before Community Day. And Mount Union comes to visit. The good news is they got Otterbein the next week on homecoming for the Rhine River Cup. Also Marietta on the road. Home for Wilmington, and then a trip to Berea to take on Baltimore's before finishing up at home against Capital. The schedule so far for this team, and you always kind of question about what it's going to look like in the OAC. You know that Mount is probably going to be up there. So kickoff deep. Going at the 5-yard line. Northern will play it out here, trailing by 21, and Martinez outside. Coming into today, Muskingum, well, actually entering today because pretty much everything else is final with this game starting late. Muskingum got a win. They're 2-0 in the league, 3-0 overall. Mount Union's 2-0. Wilmington with a 2-1 start, but the only unbeatens coming into today, Muskingum, Mount Union, John Carroll, and Ohio Northern, because they all played last week and today. So Northern with the football pinned at their own 23, 14:50 in the fourth.
Blitz coming from Heidelberg.
Morris steps up in the pocket, flush, so he'll roll to his left, clipped as he gets near the 30-yard line and dives for a gain of 9.
And again, that's the third time that he scampered. It's undesigned, but boy, it has worked for ONU three times this game.
Other games today, John Carroll beat up on Baltimore-Wallace 30-7. Mount Union 28-0 over Marietta. I don't know what that game says. It's a handoff to Nunley. No gain on the play, 3rd and 1.
Boy, again, you see Heidelberg, that front three of the Berg, just doing a great job of holding ONU's blockers, not letting them get off the ball. So nice job, and now it's 3rd and 1 again.
Wilmington went to Otterbein, came away with a 47-21 win. And how about this? We're talking about shootouts. Muskingum went to Capital, came out 45-38 victors. Defense wholly optional.
There's your first down.
Time for the first down from Nunley. Came ahead to get the yard on the second time around.
And this is how...
I'm sorry, actually it's Burundi with the carry.
This is how sometimes stats can deceive you, because I think that ONU has done a much better job on 3rd down than has Heidelberg, but look at the scoreboard. Heidelberg's on top 35-14.
Not to surprise you, Mount Union was picked to win the OAC in front of John Carroll.
No way.
Wallace. Mount Union, though, somebody voted for Baltimore-Wallace as the team most likely to win. Now on the check down, Norris with a deep throw. He's got a man with 2 defenders.
Didn't he get pushed? Yep.
And a shove.
Yep.
The call there. ONU picked to finish 6th.
Yeah.
Heidelberg 4th.
Yeah, pass interference on Heidelberg. And really, here's the replay. He didn't really need to do that. I think the pass was going to be incomplete. It was just out of his hands. But you're not allowed to push the offensive guy, and he gets pushed. Tripped.
I think it would have been interesting if ONU would have had a shot at that, but they work out now towards midfield.
Yeah, 15-yard penalty.
Right, Barrett, he would have had would have been a highlight reel kick.
For sure, he would have had to dive for it.
ONU with 18 first downs a game. Coming in at 2 today through their first 2 games.
But Mike, there you saw the strength of Brennan Norris's arm right there. He threw that a long way.
Standing at the 40-yard line, ONU with 14 first downs and make it 15. As if the first time it doesn't work, try it again. Barrett got spun around and his knee touched the ground, but not until he gets the first down of the 39.
And I'm telling you, Barrett had to turn around just to catch that pass. So a nice athletic move by Barrett. Wow.
The kids would say, put it on him. ONU 6 of 15 on 3rd down. The Berg 5 of 14. But we've had 4 4th down plays.
The great thing, if you're ONU, Barrett's only a sophomore.
Each team has picked up 2. Rodney's handoff off right tackle across the 40, maybe to the 41.
You know, they do miss Jordan Petaway, but Bondi's done a great job as the running back.
I find Hunter Kessler and just try to throw him the ball again. That one big catch where he took off. Second down here and long for ONU. 12:20 to go into quarter number 4. On the step back, lots of time to throw. The pump fake, flushed out of the pocket.
He's got a long, it's going to be holding. And he's going to get the first down, but unfortunately it's going to be holding on ONU.
You know what, in this game, you kind of feel like it maybe has to be when a quarterback is able to get out of the pocket, because each defense has done so well kind of aggressing the other into mistakes.
Yes. That's what we're going to have here right now. And that's a shame because that erases about a 15-yard scamper by Norris and a first down for ONU.
Talk about Jordan Petaway, who is missing for ONU, and I can't tell you enough good things about this kid. Sophomore out of Oregon Clay High School in Toledo, two-time all-conference football player, a transfer from Ashland, had 96 yards but a couple of fumbles. He's a four-time track letter winner. Norris in the shotgun, step, drop, back, and they throw to the outside to Jordan Dean. Dean will turn it up across the outside and across the 30-yard line. Across the 35, rather.
And Heidelberg brought everybody except you and I on that blitz, and great strength by Brennan Norris to get that pass off and make it 3rd and manageable, 3rd and 5 now for the Polar Bears.
They needed to pick up 19. They got 14 out of 19. Leaves 5 left. Norris now over 100 yards passing, 10 of 25. One score and a couple of picks. Looks to his left. He had Kessler for a split second. Now
he's got to get thrown away.
Left, and did he get the feed in is going to be the question for LJ Payton. He went high up on the tippy toes.
I think.
I believe they're going to give it to him.
Yep, incomplete.
So 4th and 4, and
here you see on the replay.
Another great look at this.
Now, almost tried to get it with his tippy toes. He was open for a second.
Just didn't have the handle on the ball, apparently.
Yep.
To catch it clean. So an opportunity for Norris, last week's Offensive Player of the Week in the conference. Trip set on that triangle, working to his right. Brings a man in, a Payton in motion. Takes a snap. Kessler out the backside.
Oh, my goodness.
Never got a chance to see him because Griffin Pendry.
Who's a Perrysburg grad? How about that?
Let me tell you about my graduate student status. And
oh, my goodness.
On the Winners Meets replay.
No one picked him up off the blitz.
I know that The Blind Side is a movie that apparently is not factually correct, but that's where he came from to make that tackle.
That's too bad. That was a nice drive by the Polar Bears.
Sack leads to a turnover on downs. It's kind of one of those weird things that breaks up the punts, but it's not the way you want it to break up the punts. Big thank you to our sponsors in the First National Bank and Keyhole Pizza, along with Precision Strip, Winners Meats, and MK Toco. Now a trip set with a tight end on the right side for Heidelberg at 11:31. Working from their own 45. Most important thing for them right now, just keep the clock running.
For sure, I think that's what they're going to do. A little pitch toss right there.
Yearby has got 50 yards on 21 carries in this game. So offensively, as you look back at it, I realize there's no moral victories, especially when you're down 3 scores. But to hold a kid who ran for 1,000 last year and has already run for 126.
Oh, we got a penalty. I don't know. I think it's going to be encroachment on ONU. Yes, it is.
I think the other thing about it, too, is, Denny, we talked about the backup quarterback in Gavin Reineke. We might see him here before long.
Yeah, you could be right. But, yeah, I think there's only been 2 really good runs for Yearby. Other than that, this ONU defense was ready, and they have really keyed on him.
Dean Paul, 20th year. Once upon a time was an assistant at Tulane University. And in 93-94, team will get ball to ball this next Saturday at 1:30.
Yeah, and Donaldson on the other side, he's been with the team a total of 20 years, but this is his 8th year as the head coach. So both these coaches have found a great place to stay.
To showcase their wares and their knowledge and their wit. Berg. By the way, what I find fascinating about Donaldson, as the penalty flag flies, as high as that throw goes to Yearby.
I've got to believe he was in motion. It's going to be a legal procedure or legal motion on Heidelberg.
Before, though, and they didn't call it.
Yep, they're going to call it this time, though.
But you look at Scott Donaldson, 8th year, 43-22, for a program that started in 1892. Great-Grandpa Cisco was a part of that Heidelberg team, I believe. He's the 20th coach in program history, but he's already 5th in all-time wins.
That's pretty impressive.
So 43, and he's got a program that, he was a defensive coordinator here for a number of years and just said, watch what I can do with this program. And he's having one heck of an offensive year so far. And maybe get him an NLI deal with some coordinators with some Skittles or something. It's a local establishment up there in Tiffin. The key for ONU is to win the turnover battle. They have not. Same play, run the opposite way. Yearly with a good catch because it was behind him. Picks up 6 and nearly the first down. So that's my bad. I cost you 5. I'll go ahead and get 6.
Yep.
This is a team in Heidelberg that, I said this in the opener, we talked about maybe quality of competition, that had 557 total yards. They're 10 away from 300 in this game. Yearby up through the hole. He hit that hole so hard. He knocked his center out of the way.
But the big thing is you got the first down, and that's what you're trying to do. I was really surprised they hyped that with 21 seconds on the clock, Mike. I figured they would be taking the clock down a lot further than that. But in any event, Yearby got the first down.
Needs to pay attention to the clock.
You're right.
I think before long, I really wouldn't be surprised if Heidelberg goes for a quick, big hit here. They've got guys in there that I feel like are those kids. And Kelleher, a receiver to the right side. So on to 1st and 10, clock at 9 minutes, play clock at 3. Oh, a hesitation step before Peyton Wilson and a handful of his friends make the tackle.
I was going to say number 33 was on another tackle for the Bears. Wilson's had a good defensive game.
Northern is 10 of 26 throwing the football. Heidelberg's 15 of 32. Not what either guy has done so far this season. Defensive leaders for Ohio Northern: Dalton Jong, Miles Aldrich, each with 9. Josh Beaver with 6. Which kind of blows my mind. It's, they say Peyton Wilson only has 3.
Yeah, that's hard to believe as well.
Throw is Sims straight back and deep down the outside, but incomplete, coming out of bounds.
Too wide as he threw it on the end line. So 3rd down now for Heidelberg.
Cholula with the pass outside.
And again, you credit Sims because he was showing it to where no one was going to intercept it. Only his guy could get it. That's a smart play by the senior quarterback.
I love the comments online, by the way. Leo says, way to go, Berg. I played there 47 years ago. So throw to the outside was TJ
nice
Ramey
move.
down the slot. And again, the Patrick Henry Patriot sails his way up to the 31-yard line for a gain of 10 and a first down.
That's a big 3rd down completion for Heidelberg. I know it's late in the game, but you can see it on the replay. Just a beautiful pass, and then a really nice move by Ramey. He went whoops and got a first down. Needed
Patrick
10.
Henry, where he went to high school, suburban Deschler or Hamler. A buddy, shout out to Jason Geiser, because I still think he should get a statue there. They haven't put one up of him or TJ Ramey. Apparently they're not big on statues, but TJ had a terrific career as the Patriots were part of the NWOAL.
A statue's a pretty permanent thing, you know.
I need a couple of them in agreement too. 7:38 to go, handoff Yearby. He's so quick, waits for the hole, that he's going to try to turn 50 yards, but he's already procured in a gain of 5 into something in the 70, 75-yard range before this drive's over.
And again, that was a brilliant individual move because the hole really wasn't there, and he just spun around and turned 2 yards into 5 yards.
Play number 8 of this drive started at the Berg 45 at 11:31. We reached a 4-minute span, and from one side of the field to the other.
I'll tell you, Ohio Northern has to be tired defensively because they've been on the field a whole lot here in the second half.
Stretch play to Yearby. Spun. A guy had a hand on it. I think it was Mikey Moon had a hand on it. He spun back away from him, kind of went back the other way and picked up a couple more yards.
And he almost got a fumble, but he did a nice job of being strong with the football. But it's going to be a first down for the Student Princes.
8 of 8. So Heidelberg's leading rusher up above the 60-yard plateau, but crazily up. Now he's at 70 yards on 26 carries. If you don't have an abacus to do some math, that's 2.7 yards per carry. But you take it out, it's really 25 carries for 65 yards because he had that one big hit. Trying to add to that, bumped to Cotter Row by one of his linemen. And he gets 5 yards.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. I think, as I said, I think that the ONU defense is wearing down a little bit because he's not going down on that first hit like he did in the first half.
I think the crowd is kind of wearing down, too.
It's a little cold outside, I think, too.
It's still 70 degrees. It's a beautiful night for any level of football. Sims in the shotgun at the ONU 15.
Doing a nice job now. 10 seconds on the clock, so he can take his time. Now 7. He's doing a smart job of bringing that clock down.
Take the snap down around 2 seconds. Goes to Yearby. Defense played it perfectly, but still didn't make the tackle.
Yeah, they didn't wrap up.
Drag him to the ground. But after a gain of 4.
Yeah, that was a draw play that should have went nowhere, and Yearby was able to make something out of it as a couple of missed tackles.
It's right at about 80 yards now rushing. I said he would get to 75. He had it before that carry.
3rd and 1, and on this drive, the Princes have done a great job of 3rd down conversions.
6+ minutes on this drive. Sims with a low snap gives it to Yearby, and he tried to kind of stretch his way down to the 10-yard line. The official on the far side says he's got it.
It's on the 10. Did he need to get to the 9? Yeah, just shy. So 4th down.
I can see the shadow of the stick, and it comes across the 10. Okay. I guess we'll attempt a field goal. Brandon Steckel had his last opportunity blocked. Cardington Lincoln High School. And the extra point holder, our boy Gavin Reineke. The sophomore, well, I guess that's if you believe that there's not going to be any kind of trickery.
I don't think so. Now we've got a timeout. Maybe some confusion on the Heidelberg side.
I think the confusion is whether they go for it or not. Yes. We'll look at the scoring in the second half. Norris picked off that pass after the blocked field goal. It looked like maybe Northern was going to be able to do something. TJ Ramey goes in from a yard out. The one bright spot was the Kessler touchdown after Dalton Jong's interception. But then Yearby came back and capped off another long drive of 75 yards over the course of 6 minutes. Made it 35-14. Ohio Northern had their opportunity. Big, good, long drive for them. But a turnover on downs. They just could not pick up a 4th down.
Yeah, and Heidelberg's done a nice job in this second half of controlling the clock because they're getting a lot of yards and converting 3rd downs, and that equals success if you're on the offensive side. Now they've changed their minds.
Look who's back.
Mike Hearn, yep.
Back again.
They're not going to...
And then there's a timeout. Because, of course, there is.
You can't take them with you, as you like to say.
35-14, 4:11 to go on the timeout. Brought to you by Precision Strip. We're back in 30 seconds here on KTOGO Sports.
Hometown Opportunity serves Mercer County, Auglaize County, Darke County, and Shelby County.
The website as a whole is pretty user-friendly. I was able to filter down my options, see what types of jobs were out there for me in the area.
It really opened up my eyes to the employer market around here.
We know that our local candidates, a lot of times are most successful candidates because they want to come here and stay.
It's become the go-to site for anybody looking for a job in the region.
A wise man once told me, he just stated, you cannot take your timeouts home. They do not fit on any kind of bus or any kind of vehicle, recreational or otherwise, that you can put them in. Not even a boat.
You thought maybe they'd bring out the field goal team, but nope, they're going to go for this on 4th down.
I said the first time they were going to go for it. Then they brought the field goal team
I'm
out.
surprised they're in the shotgun.
So on 4th and 1, Yearby got stopped short.
Yes, he did.
I thought he got it on 3rd down, but this time I do not think that he got the...
No, because look where the spot is. The spot's in front of the 10-yard line or on the 10-yard line. He needed to get inside. So nice job by the ONU defense. Is going to be a turnover on downs, and here's the replay. He got hit in the backfield. Nice job, nice penetration by the Polar Bears.
So the turnover on downs. What a ridiculous sequence.
See, they should have gone for the field goal.
They should have gone for it the first time. When you play Madden, you just go for it. That's a video game for you. Look it up, folks. 4:06 to go now. Ohio Northern working from their own 10, kind of trying to pick up some kind of momentum. Alton Jong with 11 tackles, Miles Aldrich with 10.
What a 1-2 punch for the Polar Bears this afternoon.
Just haven't gotten the penetration they usually do. Norris chops his feet through a fastball.
Boy, it looked like he got there just a little bit early, though, didn't he?
I actually thought that was tipped, to be honest with you, because I heard something that sounded like it. That might have been the defensive back and the receiver meeting.
Well, there was no question from the wide receiver, so it must have been solid defense, but nice job by Heidelberg. I thought he got there just a little bit too soon.
Too soon. 3 receivers left, nobody in the backfield. The empty set trying to draw the defense off, but they are coming. Sims back, or the other side with Peyton after Brennan Norris.
Oh, what a move.
Norris spun around again. All of that to get to the 16-yard line to gain 6 on second down.
Boy, I thought he was going to get freed. He did a nice little turnaround juke and stop and go, but good recovery defense by Heidelberg.
He's pretty much like everybody in our crew when they say there's free pizza in the scoring room next door at halftime. You've never seen a handful of guys move as fast as that. 3:29 to go. Norris with 3 receivers right, 2 left. So nobody in the backfield to protect him. Claps his hands once, twice, 3 times. Looks to his left, flushed out of the pocket. He's just going to take off. No,
nice move. There you go.
Oh,
look what he did there. Look what that quarterback did there. Nice job by Norris.
Perhaps violently by Darion Thomas out of Cincinnati's Finneytown High School.
Showing a little moxie there, the junior quarterback.
19 yards on the run, his longest run as a Ohio Northern Polar Bear.
I think that's the 4th time that the 3rd time, the one time he got, there was a penalty, so it didn't count, but nice job by the quarterback.
Little story about him as he hits the out route down to the left side for Jordan Dean. Jordan gains 3 yards.
Jordan Dean's had a nice game. It looks like he's a little limp, pulls up a little limp, though.
You talked about his hand earlier.
Yeah.
So he was still trying to wring that out, but Brennan Norris, 11 of 26, 73 yards, a touchdown and 2 picks, as we're told. A little bit of cramping here as well, but Brennan Norris started at Wheeling University and then went to Glenville State in 21 and then 22.
Now we have a penalty down, partner.
And a false start. Either that or the wheels on the bus go round and round. My daughter's not here to tell me that story.
Oh, so that backs Polar Bears up again.
Out of Indian Creek High School in Steubenville. It's a high school that's produced 5 state champs, including a couple when he was there in 18 and 19. Most attempts and completions in a single game and in a season. And most passing yards in a game at Indian Creek High School. Stands all alone, waits to get rid of the guys in the white jerseys and fires one deep that Jordan Dean, as he's looking down the field, comes back to put his fingertips on, but incomplete.
Nice defense by Kingston Malata of Heidelberg. 3rd down now facing the Polar Bears, and again it's 3rd and long because of the penalty.
Defensively, Griffin Pendry leading the way with 10 tackles for the Student Princes. Mabato with his first pass breakup.
You can hear the ONU band in the background.
Norris 12 of 30, flips the ball in his hand, stands up, sidearm throw, and I gotta believe he kind of got away with one, Denny, because it was still thrown a little behind Jordan Dean.
Yes, it was.
And the defense jumped up to try to knock that away, and Mabata again. I don't know if the little maybe shortness on that route was because of the cramping we talked about with Jordan Dean.
Yeah, I think he's shaken up a little bit. But that time there was a spy on the quarterback. One of the Heidelberg players was looking to make sure that he didn't take off, because I thought he was going to definitely take off there. I think that that defender made him throw the ball. 4th down for the Polar Bears.
Trying to pick up 12 yards. You can hear Norris scream out, go. Dances away from a couple of players and then just throws one back to the middle of the field. And it's a reversal, and those same 2 guys we talked about the last time around. Actually, this time it's Norris who comes to help knock it away and force the turnover on downs.
Now will we see Gavin Reinke, the last 154 for Heidelberg, the St. Mary's product.
A lot of folks probably making the trip. It's going to take about an hour from St. Mary's?
Yes. Roughly.
Roughly.
Yeah.
Depends on where you get off the highway. And is it going to be the second unit for the Student Princes? We'll see. Actually, it appears to be that it's going to be just take a knee time for Drew Sims and crew.
Yeah, victory formation.
And he earned the right to do this one himself. Takes the first knee at 1:54. So Heidelberg with an impressive 35-14 win. Remember, once upon a time, this was a 7-7 ball game.
It sure was.
You go back to the first and a myriad of punts. Up until 11:20, well, actually up until 9:46 to go in the first half, everything was a punt other than the one touchdown, the throw to Dylan Drake. After that, Hunter Kessler had a touchdown to cut the lead 28-14 in the second half, but that would be as close as Ohio Northern would get. They were down 14-7 after they scored their first touchdown. They gave up a 52-yard score to a kid that grew up just down the road and went to Allen East High School.
Now this will be interesting to see if they can do the proper clock management to get this over on fourth down.
He says that because we had an issue last night at our high school game.
Yes, I think he will be able to.
There was a guy who had an issue doing math. Final 39 seconds. And Heidelberg is now going to win their fourth straight in the series. They'll go to 11-2 in the 13 annual Bendo games. The Student Princes with a 35-14 win. We'll talk about it here in just a few when we return to Ada and Donald Roberson Stadium on NK Telco Sports.
Households are using more connected devices than ever before. TVs are streaming, smartphones are browsing, security cameras are watching, and virtual assistants are, well, assisting.
You'll need an umbrella today.
As you add more devices, we are constantly improving our technology to deliver the fastest and most reliable internet to your home. So make sure you have enough bandwidth. Get NK Telco high-speed internet with speeds up to 1 gig. Call 1-888-NK-TELCO today.
When I graduated from Salina, I didn't know much about the job market here.
I knew I wanted to come back to the area. I went to Hometown Opportunity where I was looking for a local job.
It really opened up my eyes to the employer market around here.
I was able to filter down my options, see what types of jobs were out there for me.
Linked me directly with those local companies.
And the last 6 months have been wonderful to feel that family environment again.
At First National Bank, we are working hard to make your life a little easier. With products like Card Valet, an app allowing you to control your cards with real-time notifications, transaction restrictions, and spending limits. The ability to access your money through 55,000 all-point ATMs across the country, surcharge-free. Live customer support when you need it, and online and mobile banking, allowing you to gain access to your financial information wherever and whenever you like. First National Bank, making your life a little easier.
Hi, I'm Mallory. My grandpa's been making the world's worst pizza for 30 years. That doesn't look like the world's worst pizza. Grandpa, I know why they call you Chunky Bob. It's because you use chunky ingredients on your pizza.
Of course, it's not because I'm fat.
Grandpa, this is the world's best pizza. Keyhole Pizza, come check Grandpa out.
Dine in or carry out.
Back here a final time at Donald Roberson Stadium in Ada. My current Denny Cisco as we finish things up. And a 35-14 win for the Heidelberg Student Princes, now 2-0 on the year as you see some of their players after the contest. But the Student Princes 2-0 and 2 impressive wins. 68 and 35 points in their first 2 games. Now 2-0 overall, 1-0 in the Ohio Athletic Conference. Northern drops to 1-2 overall and 1-1. Final stats here on the turf. 329 yards, 264, 220 to 110 through the air, but probably one giant number that jumps out at you on those stats.
Yeah, it's for sure the turnovers, because Heidelberg turned those 3 turnovers into points, and 21 points to be exact, and that's basically the difference in the ball game. So, and you know, before the game started, head coach Dean Paul talked about those turnovers, because last year they committed 5. Today they commit 3, and boy, were they hurtful each and every time. So yeah, you're right. The big stat on that board is the turnovers, and that was won by Heidelberg.
You can mark this down, and to find me, I'm easy to find at Michael Hearn PvP on the Twitter. That I will bet you that Joseph Norris III ends up as an all-conference player, even maybe first or second team, because he had both picks in this ball game. It just played a whale of a ball game and was key and instrumental to the field or the fumble recovery, the 40-yard return by Key Cunningham that made it 21-14. He then picked off that pass in the end zone that he was smart enough to read as the ball was in the air, make that adjustment like center fielder and go, I'm not even going to play the guy. I'm just going to wait for the ball to come down.
Yeah, that was brilliant defense. And, you know, you see some replays here, some nice defense by Ohio Northern, and they did a really nice job throughout the game against that run, but they just couldn't overcome the turnovers. And it was, you know, a couple of long passes that hurt them as well. But overall, if you're Ohio Northern, I know you give up 35 points, but you have to be happy with your defensive performance, especially against the run.
Northern has got some bright spots, but some stuff to work on before they get Baldwin Wallace here at 1:30 next Saturday afternoon and travel to ranked teams in Mount Union and John Carroll. A big thank you to our sponsors in the First National Bank and Keyhole Pizza, along with Precision Strip, Winners Meats, and NK Telco. And a reminder that if you want to watch this game back, you can always find these ball games on demand through YouTube, Facebook, and at nktelco.com/sports, or the replay of tonight's football action on NK Telco Cable and the NKT.TV app. Monday at 6 o'clock on Channel 160 or on Channel 3 and 503. The 23rd at 6, the 25th at 6 as well. A lot of things to unpack about this game, but I cannot possibly say enough about the work of Jim Miller, Mark Fissel, and Paul Downing on the cameras, Austin Amberg, and even Scott Robinson, our director, and his assistant on the dials, so to speak, and for Denny Sisko as well. I'm Mike Hearn. Have a great night and an even better tomorrow from all of us here at NK Telco Sports.